Boom. Okay. So now that I'm the producer of the Donnell Rawlings podcast,
We already established that.
we established that.
Yes.
We've taken off the RZA.
Yeah,
Sir, thank you for being here.
Thank you. I'm going to give him a beat.
Man,
He's going to be,
yo.
you're going to have music
I'm
It's going to be hip-hop.
from Hip Hop Royalty.
Yo, first off, when you said that, I'm saying I got a button down too. Don't just assume it's all hip hop. That was insulting. Not hip hop. I would love any genre. If you have a vision or you see or even connected to this at all, whatever you feel, I fucking gotta feel it, and I'll make it work.
I think your idea of driving around talking shit is a great one. I like when Bill Burr did a podcast doing that. He basically did like these little video things doing that. But driving with Donnell is a great idea. Or even just you don't limit it. Do whatever the fuck you want. If one day you want to drive. If one day you want to sit in your living room, just talk shit in your living room, do that.
The day was a good day for me because I knew I was coming to do your show. And I've been ducking the question and evading it for so long. When I see you, I can't even be real with you like I want to. And I was like, I said, fuck, man, I'm doing Rogan in 2 hours. I got to go do a podcast.
What are you writing?
I was just writing podcasts because I don't know if he's doing a podcast or a podcast.
P-O-D.
P-O-D.
Yeah, I know, so I'm just kind of, I'm just taking notes.
Yeah. Yo, it's just going to be like, I wanted Joe to stop bullying me. I didn't want him to talk shit because every time I see him, son, he'd be like this. We have a regular conversation. Then he'd just start doing like this. With his hands, right? I'm like, this nigga about to hit me, right?
No.
Yo, he say, what's up with the podcast? We gonna shoot that shit to the moon.
Come on, man.
He start doing this.
Yeah.
It's that high school,
You're
like,
too
3
good.
o'clock.
I'm just trying to get him enthusiastic. I'm like, you're too good. You're too good to not have a podcast.
He said, do this. And I said, and I'm gonna tell you, I could go in front of thousand people. I ain't tripping off that shit. But it was just something about me talking to myself. I never did that.
Well,
44 minutes.
Well,
Do you ever talk to yourself?
I never did that.
You know what? I gotta admit, you gotta talk to yourself.
But I never did it.
But you know what? You gotta start, bro.
Let me say, I gotta say this. No, the real talk. Today, I've been talking to Joe, no bullshit. I've been talking to Joe about this shit for 5 months. We talk about it, his fans were talking about it. And I ain't gonna front. I was a little nervous about it. And like, I was like, And then when I did it, today when I finished it, I felt good as shit, son.
See what I mean?
I felt like this. I was like, oh, it's about to be on, son.
It's on. See? We just had to get moving. That's all you needed. You just needed a launch.
Who starts their podcast off with Joe Rogan producer and a RZA producer?
And Jamie Vernon doing the technical difficulties.
Jamie was mad at me at first, though. Jamie wasn't trying to help me at all, Joe. I was trying to be calm. I'm trying to talk like a white person, Joe. I'm talking like a white person. Yo, I didn't want to throw the child in. He wanted me to say, fuck it then, right? I was trying to figure it out. And I said, okay, Jamie. You're absolutely right. I agree with you 100%. But
absolutely.
I said, what can I do to help me and you?
We're going to make it happen.
And we worked it out. He didn't want to turn my internet on. He was like, he didn't want to put me online or nothing, son.
There's a couple of companies that offer like a turnkey sort of situation. What is the one who does Eric Weinstein's podcast? And he does...
You got to Google that.
They have like a service. They have a company, and they get all the ads for you, and they take a certain percent, and then they set up a studio for you. You don't have to think about shit. You just go in and be yourself.
We know it's crazy. Not that I'm jumping on Donnell's bandwagon right here.
You can't though. What's wrong with that?
Well, I'm not used to that. You know?
All right.
I'm not used to jumping on bandwagons. But let me just say, maybe for the last few months, since we started the Hulu, the American Saga series, people have been pushing me to do a podcast, right? They would love listening to you. I end up not doing one, but we have one for the show, of course, that kind of does, like after the show go off, you could go and listen and hear, more inside details of the story. But still, during that process, it was like, you need to do a podcast, Rez, because just the way you think, we just need more people with that kind of thinking. You know what I mean? So when he just said, does he talk to us? He don't talk to himself. But then after he was finished talking to himself for 44 minutes, he felt a weight come off of him.
I was, son.
But there's a scripture on that, bro.
What is it?
The scripture is in the Bhagavad Gita.
Ooh.
Is that the Quran?
No.
I don't know. I
know the Quran is the Quran.
All right. I just need to know.
So the Bhagavad Gita means the song of God. Just put Gita, Gita. The Gita, right? Mm-hmm. It's actually the words of Krishna. And he says contemplation with yourself, which is talking with yourself, will take you further than praying.
Ooh.
Okay? And if a man is not contemplating, right? If you're not, whether you're doing it verbally, like right now we're talking out loud. We all got that voice in our head.
Yeah.
Right? You had that voice, you was like, yo, should I put the condom on or not?
That joint ain't that loud no more though. So I feel you. We've been there.
You have that voice, and,
right.
and you know, if you listen to it or you don't listen to it, right? But the bottom line is that, according to Krishna, it's that contemplation that makes us better. It's that reflection of what we did, what we're gonna do, and when you verbalize it even out loud, you know what I mean, the spoken word, it's even more powerful. So,
you get it out. Yeah. That's how I felt.
That's good.
I'm telling you, part of it was like I was not letting Joe talk shit to me. I was like, fuck that, man. He not doing that. But I'm glad I did it, man.
The Bhagavad Gita did not reach him.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to do a podcast, son.
You should. I think, look,
son,
people get mad at me because they tell people to do it.
They get mad money too, son.
You can make money.
What?
The most important thing is that you have a voice. Like, you're an interesting guy. If you did a podcast, it would be interesting. There's a lot of people. It's good to have a bunch of different people doing it from all different styles of art, different walks of life.
If a person has already been interested, people want to keep getting different pieces of you. How can you give it to them?
Dude, they would love to hear you just talk about life.
Come on, man. That's a fucking...
Easy. That's a no-brainer. You're here quoting the Bhagavad Gita. It's you and Duncan Trussell, the only people who quote the Bhagavad Gita. That's hilarious.
I love that book.
Oh, that's an amazing book, man. That's what Oppenheimer quoted when he watched the first atomic bomb blow off. Said, "I am become death, destroyer of worlds." It's a quote right from the Bhagavad Gita. Yeah. That's crazy shit. That is a fascinating book, man. There's all sorts of allusions to like UFOs and shit.
I was about to say that. You talk about, the Mahabharata, which is a longer version.
Yeah.
So the Bhagavad Gita is about 700 verses that's taken out of the Mahabharata, which is one of the longest. It's not the longest poem, but it's in the top 10.
How do you say it? Is it Mahabharata? How do you say it?
Yeah, you might have. That B is in there. I don't know if that B is silent. You know,
yeah, that's the one with all the.
I don't even know words that got a silent B.
Yeah, Mahabharata. That's the one. That's
what word has a silent
stories.
B? I never even know those words existed.
Mahabharata. A silent B?
There's something like that.
That's got a B in there. That B makes noise, right? But it's there's Vimanas in that, right? Where there's flying crafts. There's a bunch of weird shit that people throughout history have tried to figure out what the fuck are they talking about.
Yeah, and that ancient civilization was measuring what they call coppers every 35,000 years. You know, and they were saying,
measuring coppers.
Yeah, no, like that's like Kappa, like Cappadonna, copper.
Oh.
I got a tendency to, I want to just make a disclaimer real quick. I have a tendency to pronounce words the way I pronounce them.
I have a tendency to listen and understand the words where you pronounce them. Words to everything I love, my nigga.
So,
wait a minute, can I say this real quick? I forgot this when I did my show earlier, right, son? Joe said he never spit a 16, son.
Oh, you never spit a 16?
No, I didn't. I'm very white.
8?
No, man. I didn't even know what he's talking about. I had to like go over it with
Tell him the bars you said you spit.
Oh, what I said, hip hop, him to the. That's not exactly what happened. He was asking me about Sugar Hill, and I said, "Yeah, I remember that," and then I started singing it.
I don't think I was actually about Sugar Hill, son.
I think we talked about it.
No. I wish I could remember exactly.
Didn't he? I think you did.
We went to Sugar Hill after a period of time.
Yeah, you asked me if I knew.
No. This is what I said. You ever spit 16? You was like. This is what you told me, Joe. You said, I don't have time to spit 16.
No, I don't have any time to rap.
This is what you said. No, you said, I have much better things.
I enjoy it.
You said, Joe,
I enjoy listening to it. I don't have time to do it.
That's what, Joe, you said, I have much better things to do my time to spit 16.
I don't think that's what I said.
I'm pretty sure that's what you said.
What I said was, I'm too busy to do one more thing. And I like rap, but I don't like to do it. Right. Maybe I would love it. But I'm not going to. I don't have any time.
Okay.
That's all it means.
It's not your thing, yeah?
Yeah, that's all it means. Don't try to twist it, Donnell.
I didn't twist it.
How
the tape speaks for itself.
I am the producer of your show,
I'm
and you are treating me terrible, man.
I'm fired
Misquoting.
already.
Edit it. You're gonna edit it out. Let's edit this.
We were talking about how few white rappers ever actually make it. Like the tiny percentage in comparison to the ones who try it. Like how many of them try it? You got to think there must be millions and millions that have tried it.
Right.
Yeah. Right.
Right.
Like there's like a small handful of guys.
Well, in all reality, it's a small handful. Period for any race. Yeah. So
that's true too.
So if you look at the ratio, I'm a ratio guy. So as we talk, you'll see I'm always pulling some numbers into things. But if you look at the ratio, let's say 1 million white guys tried.
Right.
5 made it. Let's say 50 million blacks tried. You see what I mean? So it's usually the ratio.
Right. Many more are doing it. I see what you're saying. Yeah. Makes sense.
But hip hop, let me just say something about hip hop because I could say that, right?
It's dead?
No. How could hip hop be?
Made me nervous. I was just checking. I was like, you killed it. Takashi tried to kill it, but go ahead.
No, the beautiful thing is that hip hop is really one of those.
Did. Okay, I'm sorry.
No, it's all good. I like this energy here. But hip hop is a pure American
creation
culture. Yeah, it's like people try to trace it. Nah, man, trace it right here.
Yeah.
And when it was formed, right, it's definitely a lot of young black men. You to go back to Kool Herc and Grandmaster Flash and Melly Mel and Spoonie G. You could go back to the classics. Grandmaster Caz, right? But within Grandmaster Caz crew, the Cold Crush brother, you got Charlie Chase, right? So you got the Spanish brothers there. Within our first hip hop songs that we love, LL Cool J, Rock the Bells. Oh, guess who produced that? Rick Rubin. You got the white brother there.
Oh yeah, we was talking about that.
So the youth culture of America at that time, right? Even with Fab Five Freddy going down, town to the CBGB crowd and all that, and Blondie and all these things was melding from our culture. Now, whereas of course, it's a dominantly a black expression, right? We could say we dominated the culture, but it took angles from every other part of New York to make it exist. And that means it took our Spanish brothers and their culture, it took our white brothers and their culture to all form it. And then, of course, when Wu-Tang came, we brought the Asian culture in, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And Wu-Tang, when you say that, it's like it came in like a thunderstorm, nigga, like, whoo!
Yeah. You know what I mean? So we should be proud to know that it's like an inclusive American art form.
It is.
You know what I mean? And look, Bruce Lee, who was an American, right? People he represents the Asian culture, but he was born in America, went back, made it big in Hong Kong, and came back to America and took it to the next level again. And when you look at some of those break dance moves and some of the philosophies that he brought to mixing more styles together, Jeet Kune Do, which means the way of the intercepting fist, or also the way of he combined boxing with fencing with Wing Chun.
Yes.
Right? He put all those MMAs together before it was even that, right?
When it was taboo.
Exactly. Hip hop also is that same type of product, where you do have the soul of James Brown, the jazz of Thelonious Monk, you know what I mean? The rock beat of Billy Squier.
Yeah.
I got a big beat, or Honky Tonk Woman by Rolling Stones. Those are break beats. But yet you also got the Latin feeling of the Mambo Kings and songs like Apache and the Mexican.
Do you think hip hop is evolving, and not just because is it evolving in a sense of the creativity of it?
I think it's definitely
because people they got a situation now where it don't have to evolve, but people have found a way to make money off of something that people may not agree with. There's like hot, but do you think hip hop is evolving?
Yes, it always evolves, right? So it's part of the evolution we're seeing now is whereas we, in my generation, we relied on music that was created before us because we came in a time when they took music programs out of school. Right, so you didn't learn how to play a guitar, piano, and your music equipment or your instrument became your turntables. It became your drum machine.
Right.
Eventually became our sampler, and then we sampled a lot of songs, a lot of breaks from old records that already existed.
Right.
Right. But this generation, right, they're not actually forced to sample they actually could take their keyboard, their drum machine, their laptop, and just create.
And on their phone too, yeah.
And on their phone and just create the beat, right? And so now the beat has no historical reference to it in the sense of, oh, that was a James Brown sample, that was a Marvin Gaye sample. No, that's just that kid who, whether he did Fruity Loops and threw some chord progressions together, or whether he sat there on his garage band on his phone and hit the guitar program that comes with it,
right,
or whatever, the creativity of it is now having this form of originality, right? Now, of course, once something like that happens, there's a formula. So we keep hearing that same formula exists right now. But I think one of the greatest evolution of hip-hop, right, is, and I'm going to use the word evolution loosely because when I think about the Cold Crush Brothers and the Force MDs, they did this anyway in the beginning. But hip-hop has become more melodic now than it did in the 90s and the early 2000s, right? So what I mean by that, rappers now, I'm just so D, yeah, like it's all melody, it's all, it's all chanting, right? It has the reggae chant vibe to it. When we was doing it, I smoke on the mic like smoking Joe Frazier, the Hellraiser. Right. It was all aggressive chop rap, you know what I mean? Right. So to see that it evolves to this melodic form, and then look at Kanye, he's now took it to gospel.
It's melodic as hell right now.
Snoop took it to the Snoop Lion.
But Snoop Lion, Snoop was really successful. The Snoop Lion thing wasn't that successful, but the one he won, the gospel album, I think he was getting awards and nominated and stayed on top of Billboard for a while.
Yeah, and now Kanye is in that world. So it's evolving, right?
But church even different now. You got fucking pussy eating preachers now.
What you mean now?
What? No, I'm just saying like viral. No, I'm just saying. No, I'm sorry. I didn't know.
What's going on?
I didn't know they had this one. You didn't hear about this, son?
What you know what's going on?
No, I don't know exactly what's going on. Say it again slow, brother.
The pussy eating preacher. There was
what is that? A pep?
Jamie, Google it, son. It was like I'm pretty sure preachers been eating pussy for a while, but this one got caught on camera and he went viral, son.
On Pornhub?
And like they
porn.
No.
Is that real?
It's
it's real.
Okay.
And women doing little signs like, if you was on a deserted island, who would you want to be? And they got somebody else. And they got the pussy eating preacher. And people can vote. I know it's kind of disgusting.
Where's he from? From New York?
I don't know. He from down south. They on God hard down there.
They on God hard.
They on God hard. They on God hard, son. Down in North Carolina, South Carolina.
Oh, Jesus.
That's
Jamie?
him right there. They say he's speaking tongues.
Oh wait, those are Pussycats.
Yeah, they blocked it all out with Pussycats so that you can't see pussy.
And
I'm a little naive.
It's the internet kids. These wacky kids. They love cats.
And this guy conjugation is going up.
Well, listen.
Yeah, it's going up.
People are auditioning.
They like, look at God. Won't he do it?
Girls like getting their pussy eaten. It's a fact.
Listen, nothing wrong. Listen, man. Yeah. That's one thing about sex. Can I use a little more scientific word here?
Please.
Cunnilingus.
Man, all right. I feel you, but nah. But go ahead. Listen, but you just like you said earlier, you're going to speak the way you normally talk.
Yeah.
So cunnilingus.
I use cunnilingus in my daily conversation. Okay. But cunnilingus is look. It's fellatio, whatever you guys want to do. This is part of sex, so it is what it is, right? And of course, everybody likes it. Everybody likes sex. Listen, I don't think you're gonna find a species that don't like sex.
Yeah.
You can see two flies on top of each other. You ever see two flies?
They smash
in the air.
Yeah.
Right.
Doing 360s, yo.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's
doing verticals too.
You ever see eagles do it? They have to fly through the air and they almost crash to the ground while they're fucking because they kind of like run out of space.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And the guy's trying to nut on the way down. And if they don't make it, sometimes they'll bounce off trees and shit. You never seen it?
No.
You should watch Eagles fuck. Jimmy Schubert used to have a great bit about it. I don't know if he still has it, but he had a great bit about eagles.
Eagles fucking sound like the name of a band.
Yeah,
sound like the name of
a metal band.
Eagles fucking.
Do they go to sleep afterwards?
I don't know. I don't know a whole lot about it, but I remember learning about it from a Jimmy Schubert bit. Yeah, this is them fucking. They fuck and they just lock up until he gets it off. She's like, no, let go. You're not gonna come. He's like, I'm gonna get it off.
Damn, he focused.
No, I like about that. Those are American Eagles right there.
Yeah. Americans taking
it.
a big risk for cum. I mean, this bananas. This is the real thing. And then apparently they'll disjoin
with no emotions. Ain't no emotions involved with this.
Look at his face though. He had that face like, you saw what I did to that, wasn't it?
No emotion involved with that at all.
It's a terrible animal to have as our national animal. Isn't it? It's a raptor, a vicious raptor that doesn't give a fuck about anything.
But when that motherfucker spread his wings,
ooh,
that look is like, you don't know, it's that look and flying is what gives it that.
It's good if you want the world to be scared of you.
Yeah.
You definitely want to eat. An eagle's a good
one.
A good one, yeah.
I mean, one of the forms of kung fu that I had to learn is the eagle claw.
Yeah.
Which is a very good, if you want me to show you.
Nah, man, you ain't got to do no moves on me, man. I know you Wu-Tang forever.
Hey,
don't pitch me out of that.
When did you get into kung fu movies?
Wow. I got into those, like, I saw my first kung fu movie, I think, at the age of 9, right?
Wow.
And, you know, that was probably only my third movie experience. You know what I mean? Only because, you know,
right.
I mean, nowadays, you know, you can see movies anywhere. Back then in the early 70s.
You had to go somewhere.
You had to go somewhere. And listen.
Oh, you got to have a tape.
Oh, no
VHS.
Tape.
No, this before VHS. I'm talking about going to the movies.
And actually seeing
my first movie, let me give you a little movie history for the RZA. First movie I ever saw was Huckleberry Finn.
Wow.
Okay, down south, my cousin took me to the movies. I was maybe 6 or 7 years old. Second time to the movie theater. Second time, my uncle Hollis took me. It was a double feature. It was Star Wars and The Swarm, right? Which is, and listen to how all this stuff affects my life. The Killer Bees, The Swarm, Wu-Tang Killer Bees.
Right.
Third time to the movie theater, right? Or third or fourth time, because I saw Rocky and then I saw a double feature starring Bruce Lee, which is called Fury of the Dragon, and another movie called Black Samurai starring Jim Kelly.
Oh man, that was the shit.
And once I saw that,
yo, that nigga's fucking motherfuckers. Oh, he was a bad pre, was fucking bitches and everything. Go ahead.
Once I saw that, I was hooked on action kung fu movies.
What?
Okay.
Yeah.
And then I saw
as a double feature, you had to.
As a double feature.
That's like bam, bam.
Tender age of 9, and mind you,
that was the birth of Wu-Tang Clan.
Yeah, and mind you, back then to go to the movies, my family didn't have the $1.25. Like to get the money to go to movies,
it's a big deal.
It may take 6 months. and when we got to the movies, I'm tell you this family, my family. This is back when I was still eating meat, pork, swine. You know, we used to kill the pig. We used to raise them, name them, kill them, eat them. All right, but so now I'm in New York City, living with my grandmother. Send me the movies. Rocky's playing. Everybody's coming to see Rocky. We got to bring our Sunday dinner to the theater with us.
Oh, nigga!
And my grandma
in aluminum foil.
She stuffed pig feet in there. Collard greens, potato
Joe, you
salad.
would never know this, Joe.
Wow.
In the movie
movies.
theater.
In the movies.
Other people got popcorn, goobers.
They let you bring it in?
Back in those days, you could. But you know what? You also sneak it in.
Too.
Yeah, you got to sneak it in.
You had a big bag. You knew what the big bag was.
Yeah, you had to sneak
Nobody
it in.
was thirsty. One motherfucker might get a soda.
Yeah,
they
and
was
share
like
it.
this.
They
Share it.
share it.
Like let me tell you something. We walked. For years, I walked right past all the concessions.
Yeah.
Everything. Popcorn, hot dogs, Twizzlers. Never had no money for that shit and walked straight in the theater.
Yeah, I'm with him. Because, listen, think about $1 for a Snicker. You couldn't even get a Snicker when it was 40 cents.
Nope.
Like, we used to ask our parents, hey, Mom, you got 25 cents? What she'd say? Boy, I ain't got good sense.
I ain't got no sense.
I ain't got good sense, boy. You know what I mean? So we from that era. But at the end of the day, though, those movie moments, you know what I mean, they really inspired me, really took me like to a world that was different from the project world that I lived in, you know what I mean? And once I started seeing like movies like The 5 Deadly Venoms and 36 Chambers and Mask Avengers and Super Ninjas, all that, when you start seeing those now, you're like in a period.
Yeah.
And you're seeing all this action and it started resonating with me. And maybe around the age of 14, I just ended right here. I won't talk the whole show of it, but around the age of 14, I'm watching.
Niggas want to listen.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
I'm watching.
Eating Tito's and tonic here? Remember
Tito's
last time you
and
gave me a drink, son?
Do you want a drink?
Yeah, I'll take
Okay.
Tito's.
Let's get,
You don't
can
drink,
get some
right,
ice?
Riz? You don't
Tell
drink.
Jeff
You're
to get us
vegan.
some
Y'all don't
ice.
drink,
He
right?
said, I'm a vegan, I don't drink.
No, I'm just asking
Vegans
you
are
a
allowed to
question.
drink.
Vegans don't do shit,
Ain't no
son.
meat in vegan.
And
ain't no
drinks.
meat in
I didn't
drinks.
know,
Yeah.
but someone be sensitive. They like, what is the potato? And then is it, I don't know how, they be like, is it corn syrup? Is this dehydrated? What's the origin of it? I don't know.
Right. You know
There's
what?
a lot of wine that's not vegan, apparently.
Yeah, they put
Yeah.
egg whites in a lot of
Is that what they do?
wines.
Egg
Yeah.
whites.
Yeah.
I don't even really, to be honest, I don't even really know what the fuck a real vegan is.
How you doing?
Okay, what does that mean? Is it?
You can't eat any animal products.
What is the? What
It ain't that you can't, right?
We
'Cause-
should. Well, if you are
Yeah.
claiming to be a vegan
So-
diet is
So
no
do
animal
true
products.
vegans give a fuck about vegan for the health of it or for actually what it's doing to animals and shit?
Both,
Both.
for sure.
Really?
Yeah.
So
got
you give
two
a fuck?
camps.
You give a fuck about
People
like how,
share.
how chickens are slaughtered and shit is the reason?
I mean, yeah. To be honest with you, bro, I just hit you with this right here. The reality, how I feel. No animal needs to die for me to live. Okay? My son turned 14 this year, never had a piece of meat in his life. Okay? He go do 8 pull-ups right now. Okay? My oldest son, haven't had meat in his life. He could bench over 200 pounds. Okay? 6'2", 8-pack, play guitar, piano, great memory.
He never had no hot dogs or nothing.
Never had a hot dog.
He never had a hot dog.
Never had a.
He never had a hot dog.
Never
Hold
had.
on, he never had a hot dog.
He never had.
You ain't never tell.
Hold
He
on.
ain't never. You think he never ever had a hot dog?
Listen.
How old is he? 18.
Listen.
How old is he? 18.
21.
21.
He never. Yo.
Son.
Listen.
Okay.
If he had a hot dog, it was a vegan hot dog. You know what I mean?
Not over grandma's
right
house or
there.
nothing.
Nah.
The whiskey. In
No,
that
so,
bottle.
no, so
But
point,
I'm not
but
knocking
point,
it.
No, but point being made to you, right, bro, is that I'm only saying that to say that I can look at my household as a living example that you don't need
I'm with you.
that to live.
I ain't mad. I'm not arguing
You know what I
whatever because I'm especially so now. I talk shit about vegans and shit. I talk shit about plant-based motherfuckers. But I know now, like what the way people cook it, and the more options, there's more options to eat like that than it was when I was coming up. When I was coming up, it was just like that sunrise patty. That's the only vegetarian. And
Right.
niggas tell you eat some broccoli or carrots or something, but it
Right,
wasn't no options, and it wasn't so many people doing it where you wasn't finding no vegan restaurant. You like it would be one spot. You gotta go way over there. You go to a Jamaican spot in Brooklyn. If you was a vegetarian, you had that one steam pot and they had the mixed vegetables. That's the only thing you was gonna get that didn't have no meat in it.
Yeah, I became vegetarian. So me and ODB,
What's for
right?
this?
Yeah, man. Why you switch on me? But I'll do it.
You could have that.
Yeah,
Jamie
Tito's.
went to get the Tito's. You're a Tito's man.
I gotta change my flight. I ain't going.
We got him.
We got him.
Yeah,
got
I
him
ain't
in-
going.
we got
No,
him
I'm
in
looking
first
at
class.
what I gotta do. What I gotta do. I could like, and plus I ain't really see my son that much. What I gotta do, I could do it anytime tomorrow. I'm going to see somebody. I could be there 4 hours later. I need to get some time with my son, and I'm chilling here. So I know I ain't get invited, but
Hey,
What are you talking
Hey,
about? Have a seat.
yeah.
You're here.
Hey, you got-
So,
Sorry.
when did you stop eating meat? How many years has it been?
I haven't had a piece of red meat since 1995.
Wow. And what about fish? And
I haven't had a piece of poetry since 1996 after we finished the Liquid Sword album, I guess. And I haven't had fish. I stopped eating fish
son.
in 1997.
Damn.
I feel the average motherfucker feel good if he can hold on to fish.
Well, that was
You feel good
that was
like a pescatarian?
That was the
Cheers,
last
my man.
thing.
Oh, you got squash?
He's got turmeric coffee.
Yo, you
Cheers.
got squash,
Cheers,
son?
Yeah, I'm drinking.
Do you not drink alcohol? You don't drink any alcohol?
No.
This motherfucker got some
drank.
vegan Kool-Aid.
Would you like a glass?
No.
No?
Yeah, I had a good weekend of drinking, so I'm
I
gonna
understand.
take the weekdays and
Congratulations.
thank you.
I respect that, son. I respect that, son.
Yeah, I get I like to drink. I mean, I drink, but if I go a heavy weekend, I gotta take some.
Yeah.
I gotta take some chill.
So
pills.
what do you monitor your nutrition and make sure you get all your bases covered, your amino acids and your proteins and all your how do you mostly a whole food diet or do you supplement?
No, I don't really monitor, yo. Right? I don't eat a lot personally. You know what I mean? Like on a good day if I'm on the best RZA, I'm eating once a day anyway.
Once a day.
Yeah, like I haven't.
What's a typical meal?
I haven't eaten today.
Really?
No, you know what I mean. I got some. You're gonna love this. I got some lettuce wraps.
Yo, you give him that shit you try to give me, son.
That I'm gonna eat after I might finish this.
What's the? Yo, why you act like I'm against being a vegan? I'm not against it, man.
I'm just saying you're gonna love this.
I know, but I never said I wouldn't love it, son. I'm not mad at your diet, man.
Yeah.
Only thing I'm saying is, I don't know a lot of vegans. I need to know more vegans.
Right? F-bombs, you would eat one of those, right?
What's this? The weed joint?
Nut butter. No, it's just nut butter.
Nut butter. I
told you, son.
You gotta rename this one.
That's the first thing I said, y'all.
Fat bomb.
Then you can't lead in with nut. You can't lead in with nuts.
Healthy oils.
You can't lead in with nuts.
Yeah, nuts.
Cool.
Crunched up nuts. Can I say crunched up nuts? Is that all right?
Yeah, you can't. You just like trying to stay away from nuts, period. Like you just try to stay everything nut related.
But I eat a lot of those.
It makes sense, but I'm just not used to a liquid diet. Some people are cool with a liquid diet. I'm just not comfortable with it.
It tastes good, and if I just need nutrition, real quick.
And I'm not mad at
I take one of these with me.
Yeah, you can have it.
I'm not mad
I'll
at
get them to send you some. I'll get them to send you some.
Okay.
It's great shit, man.
Well, I like
company.
Just reading it. It makes so much sense.
Very healthy.
It's just basically just protein and the organic dark chocolate. And I'm gonna say this to you, brother. No offense on this.
Man, why you keep
because
but everything you
only reason I'm saying this to you because it won't go to him. This don't work on him.
All right. Okay. But every time you say something to me, you said it like before you start tripping out. Nigga, I'm not. Yes,
I
you
don't
are.
do that.
Yes, you are. You like, let me tell you. Go ahead.
I'm gonna say something to you, gentlemen, but
all right.
This is for you.
Okay.
No. It has dark chocolate in it, right?
Okay.
So dark chocolate is known to reduce high blood pressure.
Right.
And us as black men, we're, they say we have high blood pressure.
Right.
Based on us being in America, not getting that real natural sun.
Right.
And having a high sodium diet.
I understand.
High blood pressure. Dark chocolate helps reduce it. So this is
good for me.
Yeah,
it's good for everybody. Yeah, but why you got to just direct it at me like I need dark chocolate?
Well, brother.
I'm just saying, like, I don't even know why you felt like I needed the dark chocolate. I don't know.
I had to, you know what?
I just
next.
No, I know. No, I'm just saying, you keep pointing at me and shit. I'm sorry, I like dark chocolate like everybody else like dark chocolate.
You like milk chocolate or dark chocolate?
I like dark chocolate.
Yo, you know what's great?
What?
Watch this shit on TV. This is my shit.
Watch what on TV?
The Food That Made America. Anybody watch that yet?
No, what is it?
Yo,
Food Channel?
No. It's maybe it's a History Channel or one of them stations, but they go into the Hershey Company, the Mars.
Oh, is that the same people that did the Men That Made America?
Yeah, yo.
It's an A&E docuseries. I didn't see that one,
Yo.
but that one about the Men That Made America?
Yeah.
I gotta watch it. Go ahead.
Yo,
did they cover Kellogg's?
They covered Kellogg's, yo. Check out how Kellogg's start, yo.
I got a story. I got a story for you. Didn't
tell
know.
the story about how.
I got a story for you. Know why black people like Pepsi?
But hold on, let him tell the Kellogg story because you're not even gonna believe this.
Okay, Kellogg started because he's just a doctor with a little, they call it sanitary, what they call it?
Sanitarium.
Yeah, is it sanitarium?
Is that what he had?
I pronounce the words wrong sometimes.
Whatever it is.
But anyway, he's a doctor, right?
Sanitarium. There it is.
Sanitarium.
Battle Creek Sanitarium.
Yeah, so he's there,
Nigga,
right?
I never knew that motherfucking that Kellogg, yo.
Yeah, he's a real man.
I didn't know he was a real motherfucker. I did not know Kellogg was a motherfucker.
Dude, he invented cereal to keep people from having sex and beating off. He
invented cereal. Be on cereal boxes forever.
He invented cereal to calm people's sexual desire.
Yeah,
really?
And their diet. You know what I'm saying? Because they were sick there, and he thought the best way to get the nutrients, he would bake all this grain together and then break it up and serve it to him. No, he didn't pour milk. His brother actually was the one that was like put some milk in it.
Oh, it's always somebody like trying to fuck your shit. He's like, nah, I need some. It needs some. Pour some milk in it.
Well, he was right.
It's the truth. Oh, that's the best shit. After sex, cereal.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, yeah, after cereal.
You gotta have it after sex, son.
He's right.
Golden Grams.
Immediately.
Now check out the punchline of the story, right? So Kellogg is doing this shit, and his brother's like, yo, listen, man. There's money in this. We could sell this. But Kellogg's, he's a doctor. He's already making money. He's like, nah, man, look. His brother's little dyslexia. He ain't really kind of got it together. He's telling his brother, look, man, we ain't doing all that, son. Just go to work and do what I tell you.
Right.
Right? So he's going to work and do what he tells him. And then one guy comes over to the sanatorium, no money, can't afford to pay. He has to work it off.
Right.
So they let him work it off, right? He's working, and he's eating the cereal every morning, and he's just checking out the sanatorium, and he looks around. His name is Mr. Post.
Mr. Post?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
He leaves the sanatorium. And before Kellogg starts Kellogg cereal, Mr. Post started Post cereal, homie. He came out with Post and blew up.
Oh, I forgot about Post.
Yo, for real. Was it beef? Was they had like cereal beef?
It was cereal beef for the whole, like, they still got beef.
Do you know that's why Pepsi Cola, right? You ask yourself, black people love Pepsi Cola, right? I was talking to this white dude one time. He said, you know why black people like Pepsi? I was like, you trying to be racist? Right? And he explained the story to me back in like the 30s when Coca-Cola and Pepsi was the two vying bottling companies, and Coca-Cola was smashing Pepsi on sales.
Right.
Like 125 million to like 3 million in sales per year, right? And Pepsi needed to do something to get a different audience. So Pepsi painted basically Coke to be either racist or not really caring about the black community. And Pepsi was the first a corporation that started putting black people on the cover of the posters and being affluent. Like doctors, nurses, because everything you saw was like Aunt Jemima shit. But
right,
Pepsi was the first ones to start doing that, and Pepsi hired an ad agency, 12 black guys, I think it was in Louisiana, to go out and do juke joints and touch the black community. And what Pepsi did was like, quantity-wise, like say if you had 10 ounces of Pepsi, 10 ounces of Coke, Coke would charge like 20 cents, and Pepsi would charge like 10 cents. But basically, you're getting double what you want.
Right.
You give a nigga sugar, it don't matter. You can charge it up, right?
Yeah.
So that's the reason. And then if you think about that, through generation to generation, that's the reason why a person can be disconnected from a certain brand. You said, think about it. If you at home, right, you got Pepsi and Coke, and then you hear somebody say, "Man, we don't drink that Coke, man. That's that white people soda." You know what I'm saying?
You won't drink it anymore.
And that's what they did. And it's a book called The Real, Jamie, pop it up, The Real Pepsi Challenge. The Real Pepsi Challenge.
That's interesting.
And
I'm gonna look into that.
I think this would be, I looked into trying to get the rights to it some kind of way. I got blocked early on. Maybe I ain't had the right Wu-Tang Clan on my team, right, to get it done. But the Real Pepsi Challenge.
The Real Pepsi Challenge.
Read the synopsis.
How one pioneering company broke the color barrier in 1940s American businesses. Wow.
And see, that you wasn't seeing back then, you wasn't seeing posters of a working mom. You were just seeing like serving and stuff. And that's when
audio version of that book? I'll buy
I'm
the fuck
pretty
out
sure
of
it is.
I gotta get it.
But it's a great story. You could see you could just see the outfits they was wearing, and like the Pepsi dudes, they was the Pepsi niggas. They had money to go throw parties and shit.
Right.
Do you know that
they was like, dun, 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 dun. They was turning
pep it up.
Yep, Pepsi it up, pep it up.
Do you know that Coca-Cola to this day is made with cocaine?
Not to this day. I heard early on.
No, it's this day. They make it with cocaine. They use coca leaves, and then they extract medical cocaine from that. And then there's a company that makes. Yep, there's a company that extracts it for them and makes medical cocaine. And they have coca leaves that are shipped to Coca-Cola to make Coca-Cola. There's a certain flavor that those coca leaves give it. No cocaine anymore.
Right.
But
I thought it was
the
the
original
sugar.
coca leaves. No, but there's a company that's connected to it that actually uses those coca leaves and extracts the medical. There is medical cocaine, like lidocaine.
Right. Yeah.
They use it for different like surgeries and shit like that.
Even in the
that's true, right?
Well, in the series, the food that made America, they go into Coca-Cola.
I can believe that.
They can still buy Coke.
And he said,
I'll
cool
stick my
thing,
drink mine.
but the inventor of Coca-Cola was hooked on
Coke.
Cocaine?
No, another drug.
Really?
He was hooked on I forgot it. You can look it up, right? He's hooked on what's the other morphine. He's hooked on morphine, right? So he's trying to counter it. He's trying to counter himself
with cocaine,
basically.
Oh my God, he's speedballing.
But check it out. But the cocoa leaf, like the cocoa plant, is actually an African plant. You know what I mean? We always think of it as being Colombian and.
So it's like coffee. How coffee all came from Ethiopia.
It's that kind of party. And they go into it, and he makes cocoa. He makes the cocoa plant, and a few other ingredients together, and he made Coca-Cola.
So he made a cocktail to take off the morphine edge.
Yeah, and the original formula is still unknown.
For Coca-Cola?
Can you imagine what it'd be like to buy Coca-Cola when it had cocaine in it? You like crack, wow!
Yo, you like
running through the streets, coked up on Coca-Cola.
This motherfucker's really thirsty. Nah, he lit right now.
Can you imagine what that was? What was the decision? Like, when did they all get together and go, hey, we got to take the fucking cocaine out of Coca-Cola? When did they get together and take that out?
But I thought that they did it for people like with dental like issues with their mouth and stuff. I thought that was
pain and shit?
Yeah, I
that's
thought
what
that was
lidocaine is.
Yeah, I thought that was the first.
That's what?
Lidocaine. They use it in surgeries.
Lidocaine.
Yeah, when I had my deviated septum fix, I had a broken nose. They straightened it out and they flood it with lidocaine to numb it. It's like a cousin of cocaine. It doesn't get you high, but it makes you feel like shit.
What'd you do?
They flooded your nose with that.
Yeah, it makes you feel like shit. It doesn't get you high, but you feel like disconnected and weird. Like they gave me a pretty good dose when they fixed my nose, and I remember I went to a restaurant, like either that night or the day after. I think it was that night, and I was feeling terrible. Like I can't taste anything. I feel all shaky and weird. Like I'm not on cocaine, but it's a weird cousin.
Did it do anything to your appetite or anything?
Yeah, I wasn't that hungry.
Really?
Yeah, it fucked with me. It just made me feel shitty. I just felt like, ugh. It felt like my heart was beating too fast. I felt weird. It just felt like something was off. It didn't make any sense. But they use it just to numb you up for surgeries. Right. It's real common.
I never had none of that shit.
Real common. You have joint injuries and shit like that. Shoot you up with lidocaine. I knew some fighters.
Listen to the word again. Say it again.
Lidocaine.
It's like lion. It's the lion version of the whole thing.
Sound like a Frank Ocean song.
I knew a dude.
Lidocaine.
Shoot into his shins before fights.
For what? To numb his shins up?
Numb the shit out of his shins.
And then start kneeing you?
Just fuck you up with his shins.
Come on.
Couldn't feel a goddamn thing. It was all numbed up.
Well, there's no lidocaine in this. This is strictly
dry
roasted macadamia nuts, organic dark chocolate.
See, the nuts part is better on the back than the front, right on your face when you first open it.
Yeah, at least
unsweetened chocolate, cane syrup, cocoa powder, cocoa butter,
good
vanilla,
stuff, right?
and sea salt. It's all good.
And dark chocolate
good stuff.
Yeah, let's put this in my pocket. I'm gonna take this.
Take it.
What you do? You put it on top of something?
No, I just rip it open and chew it right out.
Yeah, he do it hard. So like after you just and just throw the thing, squeeze the thing, and just throw that shit.
That's good.
I noticed that you work out. Are you working out?
I don't work out.
You can work out here too. How about
I would love to.
We'll produce your show.
Man, I'm about to eat better. I'm about to work out, son. But I'm telling you, everything happens for a reason today. Because I want to eat better because I'm tired of this motherfucker looking at me like I eat all fucked up. You keep looking at me like, let me explain something to you. This is dark chocolate.
Anyone who's disciplined with their diet, if you're disciplined with your diet, no matter what you're eating, you're going to do better than people who are not.
Man, I could do it. I could do it for every reason. I could do vegan and everything for every reason. The health reasons, every reason for it. I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at vegan food.
I think it works for some people health wise, but I think for other people
I'm
it doesn't work.
a piece of fish, son.
I hear you.
If I was to advise on it, right? If I could say, take my advice, I say, look, even if you include one day a week with a vegan diet, just one day, right? Just like how some cultures they have. Saturday they do this or Sunday they do that. If you include it one day,
like Vegan Friday.
I
can't do it on Friday. I can't give up Vegan Friday for Fish Friday.
Do you have? Do you ever go to Indian restaurants that have vegetarian cuisine? Indian restaurants, they know how to do it because they've been doing it for fucking hundreds of years.
I'm not mad at a vegetable diet. I'm not mad at it. I like it, especially I like food, especially if it's the best of that. You know what I'm saying? I ain't ready for no vegan struggle plate.
What is that?
What's that?
I don't know, carrots with a little balsamic vinegar or something, some straight lettuce.
A struggle plate.
A struggle.
I like that.
A struggle plate. I don't want
Travis
no vegan.
Barker, that restaurant that he has.
No, a head of lettuce and cauliflower. I don't want that.
Right. He should name one of the plates there vegan struggle plate.
Struggle plate.
Travis Barker's place. He's got that Crossroads vegan restaurant.
He does?
I'm going to contact him.
Ask him for a vegan struggle plate.
Vegan struggle plate.
It's like one carrot, like one banana. You know what I'm saying?
You need something hearty.
No extra sauces or nothing, just straight vegetables.
Struggle plate.
Yeah.
You
That's
need
like
something.
mayonnaise sandwiches, but
exactly. Vegan version of that.
Vegan mayonnaise sandwiches.
Yeah.
You want something hearty.
You ever have a sugar sandwich?
No. What's a sugar sandwich?
I don't advise it. I'm saying back.
Basically,
what is it?
Back in
school them on some of
the stuff, sugar diet stuff. It's like the cheapest thing to get was a loaf of bread.
Yeah.
The cheapest thing you can get is a loaf of bread. Loaf of bread was 25, 30, 40 cents or whatever. Cheapest thing you get a loaf of bread. But everything else you put in it's not cheap. The meat not cheap. You know what I'm saying? But
The cheese could be free.
The cheese could be free. But you want to create the whole sandwich because it don't matter how big it is. If it's meat or whatever, it's the same size. Whether it's a jelly sandwich or whatever. You know? And then you would get like anything in between two pieces of bread, whether it was butter and sugar.
Yep.
I know this sounds so
That
gross,
sounds
Joe.
good, butter and sugar, though. That's not
I
a
know
bad
it sounds good, but it's gonna fuck you up. You're gonna be asking for
there it
dark
is.
chocolate.
Butter and sugar.
That's actually
Right.
that's not a bad sandwich. It's a
but
killer.
Joe,
You will die.
Joe, that shit ain't no good, but that shit is like, as a kid, nigga,
Yeah.
you was like, bing, 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 bing.
Well, that's what peanut
You
butter
get
and
that
jelly
or-
does for you. If you have like Skippy, if you have like one of the real delicious peanut butters and some
This is what you
grape
just
jelly,
said. You
that's a
said,
lot
listen
of
what you just
sugar.
said. Those delicious peanut butters. Like,
Yeah, well, instead of organic ones, the ones you have to stir yourself, those are good. They're good for you. They're much better for you because they don't have any sugar added to them. But everybody loves like Jif or Skippy.
But the whole thing
That
about a
shit
peanut
tastes
butter
good.
jelly sandwich,
with Wonder Bread.
everybody had a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, that's.
Everybody had I hated peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
You hated peanut butter and jelly sandwich?
I wanted bologna and cheese, son.
Oh, you wanted the real.
Do you know how
I
much
wanted
sugar?
bologna and
You wanted
cheese.
some weight on
I
it.
wanted weight on it. I
Yeah.
wanted bologna, cheese, mayonnaise. I wanted the white bread. I want you to do it horizontally
cut
to
it.
cut it.
Yeah. Which way?
I want
The
to put
triangle?
it triangle, put it in aluminum foil, and then on that field trip on the bus, I want to get that goddamn bus heat to melt it up a little bit.
Ah, shit.
Man, that was the best sandwich ever, and we never got them.
It's
I
like,
never
yeah, I'm
got
gonna say,
'em.
don't you hate when somebody show up to school lunch and they got a better sandwich than you?
Yo.
Right? You just got a cheese sandwich and man got
He got like lettuce, tomatoes. He got a little ranch dressing to put on there.
a Cat's
It's
Deli
too much.
sandwich. Anybody ever been to Cat's Deli in New York?
Oh yeah,
Oh man, have you been to Cat's Deli, brother?
I've been
Hey, listen,
that place
listen,
still
listen,
they
listen,
still
listen,
run
go.
those tickets.
He's in New York. Hold on.
No, you keep pointing at me like, listen how you just said it.
yeah.
You said that, it felt like you said this to me. I know you ain't never been to Cats, but go ahead and lie to me.
Have you ever been
I've
to
been to
Cat's
Cats
Deli?
Deli. Yes, I have.
What's your favorite thing in Cat's
I
Deli?
get a turkey and cheese. I keep it simple.
What? Turkey?
I don't want to even talk about meat around you.
What?
This is not going to end well.
Oh, you got to get the pastrami.
Yo, you want
You
the
can't
best
fuck
pastrami
around.
of your
Or the
life?
corned beef.
Slimans in Cleveland, Ohio.
Really?
Oh.
Slimans in Cleveland. You've been there?
That's in
Man.
not Greektown. That's in
It's over there by Slimans. I don't know if it's
Germantown. They have a Germantown.
probably so.
Yeah.
This sandwich,
You think that's better than Katz's?
I'm telling you, this sandwich is the best thing they got in Cleveland. It's LeBron and this sandwich, son. Yo,
Well, LeBron
Jamie,
left.
am I lying?
The sandwich is still there.
Is it
Yeah,
that
and it's
legit?
like,
They're famous for their.
they're
little
famous.
Stuff, yeah.
Really?
And not only that, but it's
I know
like
you were just there,
you
but-
get this sandwich, like you should, if you really, you could like the sandwich like this big. You could be like, give me a sandwich and then a half loaf of bread, because you can make about.
Go home with
yo,
it.
you can go, you can go home. This slimy shit, like if you want to smash a heavy chicken in the Midwest,
there you
come
go.
back with one of
Oh
these
my God.
slimies. That sliming, I know you ain't fuck with that, son.
Nah.
But that sandwich,
That's hilarious how big that is.
but no, it's not just the size of it. It's a really good sandwich.
I believe it. But I love when people do that.
Now, how
When they
much-
make something that's just over the top.
Now, what part is pastrami made? Is that the cow's ass?
Come on, man.
I'm just asking, brother. I'm asking.
Oh,
No,
a lot of
ask him
meat is made
autonomy
from the
questions,
ass.
son.
Yeah, a
What-
lot of meat is made from the legs, the rumps. You know, a lot
Yeah.
of roasts are
Yo,
made.
you
from
ever
the
eat
legs.
Slim Jims?
Yeah,
It says right on it. It says beef lips, beef ass,
assholes.
and beef heart.
Heart's good for you.
Oh, okay.
I want to know lips and assholes.
I don't even want to talk about meat with you, man. Because
Well,
it's not
the
going to
real
end well,
problem,
son.
the real problem is really the preservatives and all the stuff they put in it to make sure you can roll it up in a fucking tube and stick it in a tray and let it sit there for weeks and months on end. I mean, it's meat. It's
Yeah.
not supposed to just sit there.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care how you seal it. Unless you're drying it out like beef jerky, and then even beef jerky, it's got a shelf life. I mean, it can last as long as it can before bacteria takes it over. But it's tissue.
So that was-
that's why they would dry it. You know, they would dry meat so they can carry it with them on the road. But they didn't
Yeah.
plan on it staying forever. You know, It's
But
like-
it does.
it stays pretty long, but that's Slim Jims. They add a bunch of stuff to those
to keep it that
processed
way.
ones.
I had some turkey jerky or from somewhere. I thought it was whack, but it was pretty good. Some turkey jerky. I'm not
Turkey,
bullshitting, son.
jerky.
I'm not a fan of turkey. It's a weird choice for food. It's like chicken tastes better
Well, for black
Yeah.
people, turkey, anything feels like you just cleanse yourself.
because you like eat something
Yeah,
good.
you do anything
Turkey
like,
leg,
yo,
right?
wait, when a black person order their first turkey burger, your first turkey burger, you like, oh, I didn't even know this part of life existed, son. Then you have people competing who makes the best turkey burger. A good turkey burger can change your life. It could get me on the road of being a vegetarian.
Well, you know what? That's the path I took. I started first, I stopped red meat, and then I went to actually turkey burgers, turkey pastrami, turkey chopped meat for my spaghetti, you know what I mean, and maybe chicken burgers. And then one day I was eating, like when I was younger, I could knock out about 30 chicken wings, you know what I mean? I mean, anybody can do that, right?
Man, but one day, keep pointing at me like that, son.
Anybody can knock out 30 chicken wings, right, Joe?
I can knock out 30 chicken wings, 100%.
All right, so on the about the 29th chicken wing, right, my teeth hit the bone, king, and my mind said,
"No more."
Dead bird.
Really?
I said, man, you in New York City with all these pigeons flying around, and here you are, supposed to be an intelligent human being, you eating on a dead bird. And I was like, that sounds pretty stupid to me. And I never ate it again.
That's interesting.
You know what I mean?
It's funny is that pigeons were actually brought here for food. That's what's even ironic about it.
Listen, when Mama's Fried Chicken, Harlem Fried Chicken, Next Door Fried Chicken, Brooklyn Fried Chicken, remember we had the big chicken things in New York? It was Crown's Fried Chicken, Double Crown's Fried Chicken,
all the
Queen's fried chicken.
And you had to get the hot wings. Because the hot wings, they had to make them right on the spot. The other drink could be in the window for a long time.
No matter what you got, all of a sudden, pigeon population, I pay attention to this type of shit. Pigeon population in New York City dropped down. We was doing the movie Ghost Dog. We had to get pigeons from Jersey because the pigeon,
remember Ghost Dog?
Yo, the pigeon population dropped down, bro. And I was like, yo, dead bird. So I never ate chicken again after that.
But pigeons are edible. They're good. It's called squab. That's what pigeon is.
That's the famous British name, right?
Yeah, it's pigeon. On some menus, they just call it pigeon.
I just want to call it chicken. Anything outside chicken, I feel thinking like you be calling anything but chicken.
Do you know that some birds are actually red meat? Like sandhill crane. You ever see they call it ribeye in the sky? It's crazy.
You said
they eat it?
No, it's like a red meat. The breast is a red meat. It looks like a steak.
From a crane?
From a crane. It's like a bird that flies in the sky. Giant ass fucking white bird flies in the sky.
So this is on a menu.
Yeah, you could get it on some menus in Texas, I believe, but it's a wild game animal.
I would try it.
Wild game.
That's what it looks like. Look at it.
That looks like your steak. Elk, son.
I know. It looks like steak. That's sous vide, my friend. That's your style. Sous vide.
Yeah, you don't know nothing about that. You don't know nothing about no sous vide.
It's something. That's what it looks like.
You
that's
see the crane?
Animal. Yeah.
The crane actually is a good example of relationships. A crane will fly across the country or the world, whatever, go to the mating place where the other homies are at, right? Mm-hmm. Meet somebody, fly home, and when of age, fly back to marry that dude and stay married for the whole life, kid.
Wow.
Unless somebody shoot him down and cook him.
Really?
You know what I mean? And
they stay together. They don't try to reproduce with nobody else.
Nah, man.
That's crazy. They go back and find each other.
They go back.
But they don't look like they have a good life either, son.
Who?
A crane. You ain't never seen a happy-looking crane. Son, your cranes look like I was forced into this crane shit. You ain't never seen a crane like go
like a puppy.
Son.
Well, the one on Kung Fu Panda looked kind of happy.
Yeah, but cranes look like they looking to be with somebody for that long.
They want to get shot.
Oh man,
they just want to be delicious.
So you said the heart of that thing is red meat?
No, the breast. That's what those images are. That pull that image. That's all sandhill crane breasts. Their breast is like a beef. Yes, that on the right too.
That don't look bad.
It looks like a ribeye steak. It's the grill marks, George Foreman grill style.
Grill marks.
You said grill marks.
Grill marks, like George Foreman grill.
You put
and that's
grill
the heart
marks on
there
tofu,
too,
right?
Yeah,
I know.
So that's the two breasts.
Grill marks on tofu.
They sell tofu with grill marks now.
Don't tell me that.
Grilled tofu.
That's hilarious.
I'm one of the people. I don't care, even though I go to vegan restaurants. It'd be like vegan fish. Mm-hmm. Don't call it vegan fish, homie.
Right.
It's not fish.
Right. It's just food.
If you want to say
or whatever it is,
flavored, like barbecue flavored chips or something like that, you could say flavored, artificially flavored fish.
But then the mind is not going to respond like that. They got to do something to the mind that makes it still enticing. You know what I'm saying?
Like a guy said, yo, that's vegan fur. Ain't no such thing as vegan fur.
But it's not such thing as vegan fur. But if you're a vegan motherfucker, you're going to buy that because you heard the word vegan fur.
How about vegan leather?
a real
Feather.
It would work.
Like that feather?
It would work.
How about that?
Feather.
Like feather.
Feather. Feather.
Instead of fur.
Yo, you do know
ver.
that's gonna sell, right?
How about that ver? Like that's a ver jacket.
Right, you remember pleather?
Ver
Yeah.
is good.
Yeah, pleather with
Feather.
plastic leather.
Yeah.
Yo, I'm
You like
telling
that
you,
ver?
that shit'll blow up. Put the V on anything.
Put the V on
and they're
it.
gonna buy it.
They'll buy it.
Vic.
Yeah.
Instead of chicken, you put
Vegan
the V.
Vicks.
You put the V in there. Jig. Like wait, how you do? That's mixed
Right.
in Russian, right?
You
put
can
the-
tell a chick, you want this Vic?
You want this Vicken, baby? I got some Vicken.
You want this Vic? You want this Vic?
I
V
like
on
that.
anything.
Put the V in it. Take the word vegan and make something else out of it. Don't tell me that you're giving me a vegan steak. It ain't a steak, homie. Steak is a particular part of the animal. That's why we call it a steak. The ham is a particular part of the animal. That's why it's called the ham.
What do you
But
think
I don't
if they
think
come
they
up
care
with?
about you. I don't think they care about you're a professional at being a vegan. I don't think they care about you as much as the dumb vegan.
He said, I'm a
You the
professional.
educated-
I'm an
you the-
educated
think about it.
vegan.
They wanna
He's an
draw
educated-
people in.
They
This
want
is
to draw
something
people in. They
familiar.
want the
Messed
dumb
up, yo.
motherfucker. They want somebody fresh off of a hamburger.
Right.
You know what I mean? They don't want you.
Right,
you got
right.
years.
Get them with that Impossible Burger. Close
Exactly,
enough.
son.
Yeah.
The
You like-
process.
Anybody have
impossible.
you like the Impossible Burger?
I've never had it, but the good.
I
If
like
you were
one.
trying to trick someone into being a vegan, that would be the way to do it. You
For
give
the
them that
burger?
and go, look, you could just start with this. You know, it tastes a lot
No,
like a
that's-
burger. You miss burgers. Just go to this when you need a burger.
Have you ever had one?
No.
I had one.
The problem is it's a lot of oils. There's a lot, it's like it's
But I
very
didn't think-
processed. I
but-
think if you're gonna eat vegan, you should eat whole foods.
But the person,
like real
they,
foods.
but they don't want you, Joe. They want a motherfucker like me. They don't want you.
See,
you
now
two-
he's doing it to himself
No,
now,
it's the
see?
truth. You read the
He's
back
doing
of
it
shit.
himself. He's
No,
accusing
no,
you
no,
of-
no. I wouldn't. Let me do it to myself. Let me do it myself.
That's exactly what you're accusing
exactly,
him of.
Exactly, but I want to do it to myself.
You're just
Nigga, let me do
defensive,
it.
man. You're just
let me do
defensive.
it. No, let me do it. I was like, you're like me. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Okay.
I am not going to think about saturated fats.
Right.
I'm not going to think about that shit. You know all that. Like, y'all read that shit.
Yeah.
But for you tell a motherfucker, this burger is impossible because there's no meat in it and it's close to meat.
Right.
It's like even close. And I've had that burger. And I know it's probably got all the fats she talk about, but for a person that eats
Not
meat,
bad, right?
and you'll be like this, you keep telling yourself, hold on, nah, that shit tastes like meat. The
You know what
texture's
someone
like
told
meat.
me? It's like a cafeteria, high school cafeteria burger.
And guess what? And you know what,
Is that
Joe?
what it was like?
Joe, guess what? That was disgusting to you. I wanted that burger so bad, son.
I miss high school cafeteria
The high
burgers
school burger,
occasionally.
that's what it. Joe,
Squirt that ketchup in there,
that's so
close back
funny you
that
said.
bun.
That's funny you said
Not
that.
bad.
It does. It does. Now that I think about it, it is like a cafeteria
Well,
joint.
cafeteria burgers weren't 100% meat, right?
No, no,
had-
they mix
had some
soy. They mix
fillers.
soy.
Yeah.
Even
They
the
had some
early
other
McDonald,
shit.
even the early McDonald burgers.
Yeah.
Mix soy.
Right. They're just trying to fill you up.
Yeah.
They're trying to save money and fill
But it
you
was
up.
good. But another thing what it did for me, when I ate the burger, it made me feel good eating a burger that I thought was all plant based.
What about-
Mentally,
now that you do
mentally
it
I was
right.
like, oh shit, damn, I could fuck with that fruit and vegetable motherfuckers, right?
Right, you
but
can
I don't
hang
want to
out
go
with
hard body with them. I don't want to go in.
I go to Riz's house.
Yo.
You know what I'm saying?
right.
His wife can pull out one of them motherfucking Impossible burgers or Beyond burgers.
Yeah, the Beyond
How
or
about the Beyond?
What's better?
above and beyond.
What's
Yeah.
it better, the Impossible or the
They're
Beyond?
both brands.
If you don't want to eat meat.
They're both brands.
But is it the same thing?
It's the same concept, but it's different titles. It's
Right,
like
but what's
zero.
more delicious? Is it one more delicious?
You got to ask different people.
Well,
Like,
well,
they got-
well, let me speak on it. The Impossible burger is only available in restaurants, right? So you can't really get it in your crib. But the Beyond burger, you actually
right.
could get it.
Because the Beyond Burger, they have products.
Okay.
They got a line of shit. You go to Gelson's, you can get
Yeah.
Beyond sausage, you get Beyond whatever.
What do you think about lab-created meats? They're on the verge, and they've already created some. They're on the verge of being able to mass-produce like full meat that has never been in an animal.
Well, that's weird. That's the Matrix, baby.
What is a meat that's never been in
mean-
an animal?
It's basically they've taken all the building blocks for meat, and they've somehow or another. Let's Google how they do it before I butcher the actual explanation. I'm sitting here gonna make up.
But that's the Matrix. You remember in the Matrix,
Matrix?
movie? He was like, "Yo,"
Oh, he's eating a steak. He's like,
like-
I just want to be an important person.
but it wasn't. He was like, "It's not a real steak. It's just,
Right, but this is a real steak.
No, no,
this
no,
has
hold on,
all
hold
the
on.
nutrition of a real steak.
but it's not a real steak."
Right, but it is actual flesh. It just was never
On
connected
paper,
to a living
you
organism.
mean on paper, like
No,
not-
it's actual flesh. Like it has the essential amino acid profile of steak, but it has nothing to do with an actual organism. Like, it's never been alive. It's not like you killed it to make it. There's some process by which they are able to create this that I don't understand. And we're trying to figure out what it is.
Man, if you can understand that process to me.
Yeah, but they.
I'm not eating it.
But this is.
I'm not eating it.
You got a good point. You got a good point because we don't know what the fuck is going to happen to people.
But KFC, Joe, all that shit is, man. They doing that shit already.
Well, think about it this way. Let me ask you
Not on
this.
that level, but they doing it already.
Not really. This is a different thing. And what this is meat without death. And I don't know if it's real.
Well, look, the good thing about it.
I know it's. I'm sorry. I know it's real in the sense that they have done it.
Right.
But I don't know if they can mass produce it. I don't know if it's viable, and I don't know where they get it. I don't understand how the process starts. But
I'm so motherfucking confused.
But if you could have it with no ethical, moral, or health consideration, if they figure out how to do it, because meat essentially is a bunch of molecules, it's a bunch of particles, it's a bunch of things put together. As people get more and more intelligent and they have more and more control over their environment, they're going to get to a point where they can recreate all life.
Right.
And meat is a step in that direction.
The thing is, like this: how much can you charge for it?
Well, I don't know, but it's like cell phones. Cell phones used to be that Michael Douglas thing on the fucking beach.
That's what I'm saying.
They have a big old brick. It was probably a lot of money.
I had one.
Now everybody's got a goddamn phone. Everybody.
Yeah, but how much would they pay?
But a shitty phone now, a $200 phone now, it was a goddamn world changer 13 years ago.
Right.
You'd freak people the fuck out if you had the cheapest mass-produced Android phone, you brought it to the past, you showed people, they'd freak the fuck out.
Yeah.
I think that's the same with everything. And as the technology to create viable options for people who are healthier when they eat meat but don't want to be a part of animal agriculture.
But then I just heard
slaughter.
some study where they said that, like, maybe this was like about 3 months ago, and it was big about how red meat does not
digest well.
No, they was reversing it. They was basically saying after all these years, scientists would figure
It's
out
not
that
bad for you.
It's not bad for you.
not.
They go both. Well,
here's the thing.
Let me get one.
Please
minute here.
do. Go ahead.
Look, it goes both ways, right? First they say it's good for you, then they say it's bad for you, and then you got an individual say, you know what, it's good for me, it's bad for her, right? But I will say that if there's a way to create something that will save other lives, create it.
Yeah.
Right? That's the evolution of man. Man should be able to say, yo, you know what? We have to kill all these animals to get a coat.
Right.
Now we don't have to do that. We have a formula to make a coat that's going to keep you just as warm, keep you just as serve the purpose it needs, and nothing has to die for it, right? It's the same
then you
way.
got to re-educate people then.
Well, you could do that. It's the same way with human work, right? If you know, not to go back to historical, right? But machines come and replace the mandatoriness of human physical labor in certain industries, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's better, right? So now you don't have to subjugate somebody to do that. And
it's
now
more cost effective, right?
It's more cost effective. It's better it's more humane in all reality, right? So we support that. But the catch-22 that we've got to be conscious of, as you know, in your own lifetime, right? If somebody's telling me like, look, you could do this, and I'm still gonna have my, let's say, 70 years on the planet, then do it. But if I'm doing it and you want to turn my 70 years to 50 years, I don't want to make that bet. You know what I mean?
I understand what you're saying.
And I think that's what we watch out for with anything, even with the vegan diet or the Paletonian diet, all these different things. If it's going to enhance your life, that's the biggest equity you got is your time in your life. Yeah, then lean towards it. But if there's a chance it's going to take away your life,
bully.
Bad hustle,
bully, and you was bullying me.
Oh, this way?
Do you know what he just did? No. But you know what he did do?
No. I already know. Like I'm saying, everything you just said, I agree with. I agree with you. But you talk to me like you already heard this a million times. Here he go. Fuck these. I'm sick of these niggas with this bullshit. I'm trying to save this nigga life. You don't want me to save his life.
He called it Paletonian.
Yo, son, no. You was right.
Wrong as shit.
It's Paleolithic, but we were talking about Joey Diaz calling. What did he call you?
Joey Diaz called me Rondell Rawlings. He said, "This is my dude. He's a great guy. I love this guy. We fucking hang around. He got a special coming out. He said, get up for my homeboy. He said, give it up for Donnell Rawlings. He switched every letter of my name.
Like, Joey does that with everybody.
Known for 20 years.
Yeah. Yeah, yo, I'm letting you know he got my sister pregnant, but he's here right now. And then he hit that shit. I was like, thank you. You gave me a segue into my next fucking joke. But I knew it wasn't out of disrespect. It was never that.
I know what you're saying though about diets. And here's the thing about diets: is everybody's different. Everybody's body's different. Some people respond better to a vegan diet than others. Some people respond better to a carnivore diet than others. Everybody's got a different. Like we were talking earlier about people being allergic to peanuts.
Right.
People have to make adjustments. There's some people that are allergic to certain green vegetables. You know, there's some people have weird reactions to kale and all kinds of other things with oxalates in them.
Man,
spinach.
I hate motherfuckers allergic to healthy shit. Like, if
I
you're
know,
like,
it's crazy.
yo, I was like,
how
yo,
you
get the
allergic
fuck
to
out of here. One of my friends told me one time, Joe, he said, yo, I'm allergic to pretty much all salads. I'm like, that's the first segue into being healthy is ordering a motherfucking salad. He said
people are allergic
he was
to
trying
beets.
to say he was allergic to, like, basically he was saying, I'm allergic to vegetables. That's crazy.
Some people are though.
Yeah.
What?
Some girls
a
are
girl,
allergic
yeah.
to cum. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
Some girls are allergic
from a body
They're
reaction.
allergic to jizz. They're allergic to their man's cum.
Inside their vagina? Or
All over the place.
And no matter where
You
it
can
goes.
carve your name on their belly.
Ah,
And then they start breaking out or something, or they start what?
They get red.
There was one
fucking
girl
sucks.
told me that she don't like water. I'm serious.
Water?
I can only drink
I like
7-Up. That's it.
that.
7-Up
You're
or
not
nothing.
gonna make it.
She said it like, I don't like water, and like,
I don't like water.
she don't drink water.
Yeah, I'm like, that's not gonna.
But did she not like it because it makes her feel bad? Or did she not like it because she prefers flavor?
You know what? That's a good point, because some people like water. Some people like this. Some people like this. I don't like water. Some people like I don't like water. Why? Because it tastes like water. Some people like I don't like water because it don't taste like sugar or anything is in it.
Let me tell you something, man. I do hot yoga. I do it a couple days a week. I do 90-minute classes,
Wow.
and water is delicious.
I agree with
when
you.
you are sweating and it's 105 degrees in that room, you're holding these poses and sweat is dripping off
Right.
your forehead, and you got a 64-ounce
You
jug
respect what it does to you.
filled with ice and water. You want that water. It could be a Diet Coke or a fucking glass of milk. I wouldn't touch those things. I go right for that water when I'm
I'm
dying.
from an era, Joe. I'm from an era. I remember it going from. Only time you got water was at a water fountain, water faucet, water hose.
Yeah, nobody had bottled water.
And when they started, my mother thought it was the devil. When they started charging motherfuckers for water,
That was a good.
the
good
water
hustle.
bill.
Great hustle.
listen, when they started charging me for water, my mother was like,
That's
"No,
it.
ain't no. I could go right home and get water." And I saw it go from charging like at McDonald's, like they be like extra for water. I saw it change from that to bottling and having a tag saying 99 cents for a bottle of water.
Yeah, but you pay for the bottle though, not the water.
But
It's
whatever
such a
it is,
stupid,
but whatever
we
it
gotta
is,
stop having bottled water in the studio. Like so many people have complained, and they're all right. Everyone's right. And I listen to the complaint. I'm like, yeah. I got other things to think about. But do I? What can we
What
figure
can we
out
do about
after
that?
we're done producing Donnell's podcast? Can we figure out a bottle of water?
This is just to bring the conundrum into a good full place.
conundrum. I fell out. I fell back off of that.
Washing everybody's cup every time is going to waste more water potentially than this.
He's not talking about
Just-
wasting
What are
the
you
water.
for the
He's
working for
talking
the
I think
club?
it's
I'm
wasting
just
water.
asking.
I'm just
This
asking.
guy works for Dick Cheney.
What would we put that in? How many containers do I need to
I'm
have
thinking,
around for cups and stuff?
like a glass bottle.
Yeah,
for every
Voss.
person that comes in?
Is that bad?
How
Big
many
budget,
do I
brother.
need?
I mean, we
10
clean
of
them.
them?
Clean them after every show. We have a giant jug. We
that's
fill
what
up
I'm
a glass
saying. So, like,
bottle.
to
So is
clean
that
a glass
important?
bottle
If
every
people,
time,
what about if
'cause
people
that's-
know you're recycling? Does that make a difference?
Makes me feel like a better person.
If they know you're recycling,
No, what makes me feel like a better person if they think I'm a better person? I'm like, I
over the
tricked them
plastic?
again.
Some people just never gonna give a fuck about plastic. I'm one of them motherfuckers.
But let me punch. Let me get a punchline in here.
I'm just telling the truth, bro. Like you can bury shit, you can show me the animals, the turtles, whatever. I'm just not gonna give a fuck about plastic.
Well, I want to go back to the hot yoga.
I love it. I did it today, 90
No,
minutes.
The reason why I want to go back to that because the idea of how water tastes, right? And I want to. This goes back to. Let me look this way. Who's this guy here?
Oh, that's
Brody
Brody
Stevens.
Stevens.
What's up, bro?
He killed himself.
Okay. Okay.
Great dude.
Nah, I mean, I'm just saying that ain't the only thing we know him by.
But
everybody loves him.
No, let me
One
just
of
say
the
it because
rare
you don't
dudes
know
that
if it's
everybody
gonna-
loves, right?
Yeah.
Rare dude that everybody loves.
Respect.
Everybody loves.
And the only reason I said that, case, you know, I don't know. I know you said you was gonna do comedy, but I didn't know if you was gonna crack a joke. So I just want to let you know, if you cracked a joke, that dude killed himself.
Yeah.
And
Anyway.
I'm not disrespecting, but I
No,
loved
no,
him.
no, that's beautiful.
Because I don't know how hard you go. So I don't know how hard you go. So I was like this. Before you just start beating it up. Yep.
No,
Yeah.
have some information.
I get
Well,
it.
I was going back to the idea of water
Yeah.
tasting good, right? And as well as any type of food and drink, right? All that tastes better after hard work.
Yes.
So after you doing your hot yoga and you sweaty and you put that hard work in, now you understand, you appreciate the water.
Yes.
So what I teach my children, right, is hard work. When the Most High told Adam, he said, man shall work to the sweat of his brow. Now, we may have a job that don't make us sweat. You know what I mean? But if you ain't working out or doing something physical to make your body physically yearn the reward of working out, which is the nutrients that you have to replenish after you have burnt them out, you know what I mean? Then you're not going to ever taste water. You ain't going to be able to bite into a piece of celery and be like, well, damn.
And feel it.
Let me tell you
Right?
something.
Piece of fruit.
Yo, let me tell you something. I know you don't think I respect celery. I know you don't think I respect celery. I know you don't think I respect. No, but Joe, I'm telling you, son. What you just said, I know that's the only thing that you gonna get that burst. It is nothing like you get some celery that got that motherfucking pop with no string or nothing attached to it, just a clear bite. So I know you, and I know you looked at me again, but the water that's inside celery, I know you don't think I respect it. I respect that, son.
Do you like celery with peanut butter?
I like celery with anything. Like I could
Celery
literally
with peanut
like
butter.
I could just eat it. Like I could just eat celery. I like celery with peanut butter, like celery with hummus.
You don't know how good a peach tastes.
But you
until
got to get the
worked
right
out.
celery.
If you lift weights and then you eat a peach, a juicy cold peach, and you bite into that fucking thing.
And this is not a sexual reference.
Oh my
But you
goodness.
said it though,
A
son.
real peach
A
fruit.
real peach.
You said it. You
That's
said
it.
you gotta do something in your life to appreciate it.
Right.
Some people that's drinking.
Right.
Like you?
You?
I don't know. Maybe I don't
Like
know.
you? Right now?
Okay. Now I'm not saying right now. I'm not going to do this with you. I'm not doing this.
We're both
going to keep
drinking.
it positive. You talked about being nice earlier.
This is positive.
Be nice.
We're both drinking. I'm drinking too.
Something has to, like, you've been drinking. Like, the best time you appreciate water is at night after heavy drinking. Like your palates and everything's been adjusted to alcohol. You had that feeling where you had some drinks one night, the next day you drink some ice cold water and you like, God damn, who the fuck invented this?
Simple.
It's simple.
It's the same thing,
but
right?
the thing
You
is,
need
but
it.
your
Same
body
thing.
need it. It's the same
Yeah,
thing.
you need it.
But your body was like
Asking for it.
asking for it. You're right.
Right, but when you're drunk and you're drinking that water, you feel like an asshole. You're like, God, what the fuck
I
did I
can't
do with
even
my
focus.
body?
When
I'm
I'm
so
drunk, I can't even
dehydrated.
focus.
But even drinking, and now you guys probably going.
Only a person can appreciate drinking. Only person can appreciate water while they drink it is a professional drinker. Because in their mind, they be like this: I can do this with one glass of water.
Yeah.
The average motherfucker that's drinking, they ain't giving a fuck about that ratio.
A buddy of mine drank with Jean-Claude Van Damme back in the day.
Professional?
Jean-Claude Van Damme was a pro. He said he would have a drink and he brought a gallon of water with him.
Exactly.
Right.
A gallon. So he would have a drink and then
Bam.
big fucking
That's
chug of
professional.
water. That's the only
Smart.
way he rolled. Just kept running to the bathroom, taking a piss, and coming
Come on
back.
back.
When he drank with a gallon of water and whatever the fuck he was throwing down.
That's a
Woo!
professional.
Now, not to talk about now. I'm actually probably in the top 10 master drinkers.
Wow.
Now, if you ever really want to get a crazy night of drinking and see if you can hang,
Donnell just put his glass down
I mean-
and adjusted
No, I'm just
his
saying, I don't even
headphones.
want to do this. I don't want to do this.
I'm
I just
definitely.
gonna-
But you know, so that's a challenge to anybody who ever catch me on the right day want to challenge me. But my brother Devon said something that was really cool about drinking and smoking and everything, right? Because at one point, you know, I'm hip hop and I'm abusing it, right? I'm just, just whatever, yo. Bong, 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 bong. And he says, listen, God. He said, listen, man. Y'all getting high, y'all drinking for nothing.
No celebration.
He said you drink after you complete something and then you celebrate.
Nigga!
Yo, seriously.
Yo, did I say it though, son?
You said it. You knew it.
No
You felt
celebrations, son.
How you
we
gonna
can't
wake
just
up?
do this on a Wednesday, nigga.
Nah, man.
We can't just do this on a Wednesday.
Nah.
That's right, son.
And he said that, and I took that
That's
into
real.
consideration, and I strive to give myself a reason.
Yes.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
And
Like,
a
I'm not
reason to
just gonna-
celebrate.
Yeah, reason
Give
to
yourself.
celebrate.
That's a beautiful philosophy for life. Give yourself a reason to
Yeah,
celebrate.
you're right. Yo, you too early.
Yes.
You too early.
Wait, what we celebrate? Look,
Yo, you too early. What are you celebrating?
Yes.
Yo, I had
can
a
we
good-
celebrate? Can we celebrate this? So many people that are a fan of yours spill over to fans of mine, and I get so many tweets saying, "When are you going to go on the Joe Rogan show?"
Let's celebrate that.
And that's what we're celebrating today. I mean, I've been hearing about you, reading about you, listening to you with my friends and my peers for some years now. You know what I mean? And
This is your first time on the show?
My first time.
But
brother.
listen,
and I'm going to come back
That's
again. now.
that's an honor because for
So-
me, I've been listening to your music forever, and so I appreciate you guys tremendously.
Respect.
So for you to be
Spit
here,
16 though,
I can't
son.
spit.
Come on,
But I
son.
will tell you that your collaboration with Rage Against the Machine, Wu-Tang Clan Ain't Nothing to Fuck With, is the greatest collaboration in all of rap rock. That look, second place may be Run DMC and Aerosmith, but to me, my generation, Rage Against the Machine and Wu-Tang Clan Ain't Nothing to Fuck With is the ultimate workout.
Can I have a Wu-Tang?
Song.
Can I have one
that
Wu-Tang
fucking
question?
song, man? If you're doing deadlifts and that song, Wu-Tang, Tiger Style, you like fucking, and you hear Tom Morello's guitar, you're like, roar! You're ready to lift.
I got one Wu-Tang question. Was Wu-Tang
Hold
designed?
on. Sorry. I like the way you start the question and
I'm
shit.
like,
though.
you did me, nigga. You did like this.
And you syllable that shit.
Yes,
You
I did.
Was.
Yo, look, listen.
Okay, go.
Come on,
sorry,
son.
sorry. How the fuck with you? Good.
Okay, let me say. Was Wu-Tang, the vision and the design of Wu-Tang, was it designed to fall apart? And when I say fall apart, was it designed where a group of individuals that were getting their equal due respect needed a bigger platform so everybody see them at one time?
Did you get that
You know,
question?
yeah. What he's saying is, you guys were
this is the
also,
reason why I said-
you were
Let me
also
get the first part.
talented, but together you were bigger. Were you designed to elevate
What I'm saying,
the
what the-
profile of all the members?
And the reason why I say this, years ago, I had a sketch group years ago. Years ago, I had a sketch group. It was 12 motherfuckers. Everybody had different personalities. Everybody was dope. Everybody could be a star. They're different, right, whatever. But nobody had the plan to get the people to see that everybody is nice.
Right.
Nobody-
Yeah, I would say this, right? Wu-Tang was designed, right, to come together for a common cause, right? And that cause, of course, being to express our art, to rise ourselves out of poverty and to feed our families. So that was a foundation. But it's not designed to fall apart. In fact, Wu-Tang, that's why on our second album, it's called Wu-Tang Forever.
Right.
Meaning no matter what we do, no matter if I go make movies or Method Man make movies or you go write books.
You come back together.
Yeah, we always got to come back
But this
together
what I-
because Wu-Tang is forever. But hold on, I'm gonna finish last thing. But now to put us all on the same, like to expose it all to the world through one outlet, yes.
It had to be that.
It had to be that. Yeah, it had to be that.
It had to be that. And the reason why I said it, because when I had my sketch group, years ago. It's called Secret Society. When I was doing it,
I remember
and
that.
I had this manager, and she came. This was before the Dave Chappelle show. It was this thing. I was like, I'm gonna do these jokes on my.
I've been
Playboy.
watching you, bro.
Look, and then I said, my one of the managers I was working with, she was like, the name of our group was Secret Society. She said, I had Mike Epps, I had Mark Theobald, I had Red Grant, I had some bad motherfuckers, and she said, Donnell, I think Secret Society is falling apart. I said, nigga, it was supposed to fall apart. It was supposed to fall apart.
Right.
But where did it fall? Does it land somewhere you could grow something else? Like, I knew it was only 3 people that were going to be stars, but it was 4 other people that were going to be writers.
Right, right.
It was another motherfucker that was going to be, it was different shit, but we needed that.
Okay, I got you now. So
You know what I'm saying?
So fall apart. That word, when you said fall apart.
I didn't mean it in a negative. I
yeah,
meant like
you meant more like spread his wings.
spread his wings.
Yeah.
And like, even though, like, when I
Yeah.
said that, I mean it like, even though, like, everybody, for the most part, everybody wanted to be a superstar. Everybody had the chops. Everybody wasn't a superstar.
Right.
And it's
Yeah.
proven to this day. Some people's like this. Guess what? This motherfucker done wrote on 8 different shows. We won.
Right.
This dude is touring in Europe. We won.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? It was like, when I say fall apart, it was like, it was going to go there, and then it was just going to be like, it fall like this. Yo, it was good. We all got it. Now let me go.
That they're strong enough could exist independently.
Independent in different areas.
But always come back together if they want to.
If they want
That's
to.
why we called ourselves, we was like Wu-Tang forums like Voltron. So you watch Voltron.
Yes.
Each of the lions could fuck up
yeah.
they could fuck some shit up.
Yeah.
But when you need the blazing sword, everybody got to come together and form Voltron. So we took that philosophy, and we knew that within all of our crew that any one of us was, first of all, Wu-Tang is a bunch of alphas. It wasn't like
what?
Right.
It wasn't no sucker dude. Like,
nobody in Wu-Tang got jeans that fit, but you. You the only one that got the jeans that's the size of you, son. I'm saying. Niggas is 32, 38, son, all day, son.
Stupid. He said, I got jeans that
I'm just saying.
But it's true. He's right.
It's true though, sir. Everybody else it be like, come on, son. You already know what you know. Ghost. That nigga weighs a 32. He makes 42s all day and double up on the belt.
the 90s baggy, right?
Yes, yo, that's my nigga.
Yo, we know back in those days, man, you may have on 3 pair of pants.
Right.
Yeah.
In the summer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But the main thing is that to be able to, you know what I mean, to have the alpha energy, right? And then come to us into an industry that was lacking that alpha energy.
I know. I was in
That's
New
how we
York.
felt
Well, you
about
had
it.
I was in New York.
You had mystical philosophy behind it too.
Oh, of course.
But that was the thing about it, is like Wu-Tang was inexorably connected to Kung Fu.
Right.
Like there was
That's the Wu.
Yes,
And then the thing
ancient
about it, I was in New
Chinese
York, man, I
Kung Fu
was in New York.
philosophy was a part of the music,
Right.
man. It was like there was a thing about you guys that you were spiritual. There was an intelligence, and then of course you had ODB, who was off the rails. was beautiful about
Right,
it is
right.
that you guys all existed together.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And like, even though you had this sort of spiritual Kung Fu kind of energy to it, you also had people just off the rails partying.
But they had New
getting
York on
wild
fire.
as fuck.
Yo, they had New York on fire.
Oh.
Niggas used to have fucking Wu-Tang sightings, and there wasn't even no Wu person in there. They just be like, who's that? That was Wu-Wu. Like, oh
Yeah,
shit, I heard Wu-Wu was up there.
Yeah,
like
right.
that. Like, I don't know if there's ever been a group that you could just mention that anybody from Wu-Tang was there. It was a whole bunch of not Wu-Tang motherfuckers getting a lot of pussy.
Yeah.
Just because.
Still
Yo,
do.
to this day,
And to
son.
this day.
It's
Hey,
to
yo,
this
there was
day.
a guy. Hey, yo, there was.
It's the truth, Joe. It's the truth, son.
There's a
It's
guy
like
that went on
nigga,
tour.
I'm expecting Asian, like, oh shit, nigga, suck my dick, woo all day.
Hey, yo, there's a guy who went on. He's stupid.
Am I telling
Nah,
the truth,
he's right.
son? Yo.
There's a guy who went on tour. Yo, check it out. A guy went on tour as the fake Capadonna.
Oh my God.
He didn't get caught till he got about 70 grand or something like
Where
that.
was that? In Baltimore?
No, Atlanta, boy. He just did a tour. He just
Right.
went out.
Right.
Because so many of us, you might not know how a motherfucker look.
You ain't gonna,
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
you're not gonna know
Oh, my
when they start
God.
getting in. And then you think about this. This is how Wu is so dope. You think about that. Then Wu got kids. Wu got kids. Now it's like we at the point now. I'm old school. Wu kids starting to have kids.
Shit like that.
So
right?
it's baby Woos.
Oh my God.
It's
Well, the
everywhere.
the most
but
beautiful
some
thing.
people took advantage of it.
Well, the most beautiful thing, though, that's the beauty of art, creativity, and being, the spiritual aspect, the alpha aspect. All these aspects multiplied us to be a unique version of the American dream. And when you look at, we did the documentary of Mics and Men on Showtime, and you can see that it's more like it's like the lotus leaf grows out of mud. Right, but it's a symbol of Buddhism, which is all this peace and beauty, but it grows out of mud. So we're like that which grew out of the mud. And then when you go and watch our Hulu series, The American Saga, right, you get to see like this group of men weren't always on the same page, wasn't always
There's no way, too
friends
many
with each
people.
other. And I think the biggest thing that I learned by putting the TV show on Hulu is that there's other kids across America in a similar situation.
Yes.
Right? So there's a scene where
It's the
my
soundtrack.
character-
It's the soundtrack to life.
Right, but not just that. I'm talking about like
There's other kids that are hearing this that they can resonate. This makes sense to
or
them.
living it, right?
Yes,
So
yes.
So to get my first drum machine, I had to, get it by illegal means, right? And think about how
You stole it or
many.
you hired somebody.
But think about how many people. Think about how many people. Need something to do something, but don't have the means to get
Yes.
it. And some may cross the line. At the end of the day, the way I really got my equipment, right? I definitely try to do any way to get it, but I didn't get it by stealing it, right? I had the hustle.
But you wanted it though. You didn't just want to get it for say, I got it. You wanted it because you wanted to do something with
to
it.
use it.
Right, exactly.
So,
That's a difference.
I sold apples, oranges, newspapers, socks. I'm one of those socks guys. If you've been in New York back in the days,
Socks. Nipsey Hussle was a socks motherfucker.
yeah, you see dudes walking around selling socks.
He was a sock
Yo,
motherfucker.
seriously, you buy
That's the
them.
way you said it.
Yeah, he was. I wanted to say he was a sock nigga, but I didn't say that.
Rest in
Riz
peace
was
to
a sock
Nipsey.
nigga. I love him.
Yo,
But go ahead.
socks, whatever, because you bomb down on
Awesome.
25th Street, you get maybe, you can get a dozen for $30, right? And then you can sell them at $10 a pack. So you get a dozen packs for $30 with 6 in a pack. You go uptown, right, and you sell them for $10 just for the whole pack of socks.
But you got to find a neighborhood that needs socks. You just can't go in a neighborhood that got a lot of socks.
But anybody,
You can't,
no,
son.
you can't. But most people,
You can't go into a
Hold on,
sock
but most
infested
people,
neighborhood.
a sock infested neighborhood.
You can't do it, son. You can't do it, son.
But the opposite is stupid. But the opposite is this. So usually he's stupid, yo. Usually uptown, right? Uptown, usually people go uptown to buy their
Clothes, high-end clothes.
No. You go uptown to get if you get drugs from uptown.
Oh, drugs.
Although I could get $100 worth of drugs uptown, bring it back downtown, sell it for $200.
Yeah, it's just seemed like in Harlem
okay.
uptown they had the best rates on any drug you ever needed.
Right.
Yeah.
But then,
So you could buy drugs.
Yeah, like you could buy a ounce uptown, right, and sell it downtown, or even take it back to Staten Island. You're gonna triple your money.
Triple.
Easy.
Yep.
So Staten Island's 3.
You can easily triple your money.
Like the Village is 2.
Yeah, like that.
Okay.
And if you go out of state, you make 5
It's even-
times it.
And that's where all the New York motherfuckers was coming down to DC and Virginia.
Exactly. But socks. You buy downtown and take it uptown because the drug dealers are fly. They gotta
Yeah.
have clean socks.
They gotta have clean socks
you know what
all
I mean?
day.
And so now they're buying the socks for $10 that you paid $5 for. That was my hustle.
Do you remember
And
in
then
New
there was
York
a
when they had
need for it.
movies? Remember they had VHS tapes so people would sit in the back of the movie theater
I
and
remember
film the movie and make a VHS? They'd set up a
Oh yeah,
camcorder,
that was
film
the
it.
worst. The worst bootlegging shit ever.
The
But you
sound
feel
was
like-
so terrible.
But then that's the same time. That's when VCR just came in, so it didn't matter the quality. You just had to have something to put in the fucking new technology.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right
You know what I'm
about
saying? And you know what art form or whatever supports new technology always deal with? Porno. When yo son, it's true.
Well,
Whenever,
hold on.
no. What I'm saying
Okay,
is,
go.
whenever there's a new, whether it's from beta to VHS to CD, it's porno that gets people to
buy.
explore the new technology.
They paved the way.
They paved the way.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Because there's so many people that are jerking off. It's an unsatisfiable quantity.
Right.
You can't. You always can count on them. People are always going to jerk off to porn. So how do you
So-
get it to them quicker? How do you get it to them where
Right,
you
it
can
went
make
from,
some money?
from rewinding
Yeah.
to like CD to a link to now all you need is tag words.
The only
to
thing
get
that's
to
been
the porno you
explained to
need
me, though,
quick.
the way we think about people stealing music or people stealing comedy, like they think about stealing porn. So if you go to certain sites where it's just free and you just watch porn, apparently
Right.
the people that make it, they don't get a piece of that. So someone's making a ton of money and the other people are stealing.
So you're saying if we make
don't
But you
know,
can't
though.
negotiate too much if your pussy's wide open. This is like, I'm just saying, son, it's like, I know, like, this is how I feel your rights. Yo, you can't be like, you need to get somebody in between you making your argument.
I see what you're saying, but I mean, isn't it? It's something. It's a commodity. It's a thing. Just
What?
like a joke.
Wait, porn's
just like
a commodity?
Yeah. In a way. I mean,
Okay,
if you
okay.
create
I
something,
was asking.
like if
I'm
it's
not
legal,
disagreeing.
if it's legal rather, and you hire a cameraman, you pay an actor, you pay an actress, you let them fuck, you give them a certain amount, you film it, and then that's yours. And then someone takes that and then they put it up on their website, and then you could watch it for free, and they sell advertising space, and they make money off something that
porn
they didn't
bitches, they
buy.
need better
Hold on a
lawyers.
second. They didn't
I'm sorry.
buy it at all.
That's infringing.
Right.
Yeah, it's no different than if they downloaded a Wu-Tang album and then they started selling it.
So
They put it on a website and then put ads connected to that Wu-Tang album.
So then that means they need to get better lawyers and negotiate better stories,
what happened
better
to
contracts.
you
Right?
guys with that one album that drug pharmacy dude, Martin, what's his name?
Martin Shkreli.
Shkreli. He actually got a hold of one of your albums that's an unreleased Wu-Tang album.
I heard
that's
it was two of them. The street said it was two.
What's the reality? Well, we have the man.
The reality of it is that it's now sitting in a temperature-controlled room in the Department of Justice.
Really?
Yeah.
So it's his. He owns it still?
Well, he's incarcerated right now.
Right.
And so I think a lot of his assets has been seized by the government, and including that album.
So those songs have never been released?
Nah. But let me say one thing
Who the
about.
fuck figures out a way to make music into art?
Look at that fucking thing.
Yeah.
Is
that beautiful or what?
That guy's got to be broke.
Man, is that
there a
beautiful?
way I could buy that off of him? For real. How dope would that look right here? How dope would that look?
It'd be beautiful right here.
But I would release that online. Or release it with you. Or let you release. I'll buy it.
You mean for free, though?
I don't give a fuck. Whatever you want.
Right.
But sitting there makes no sense to me. And that box looks dope. And I know that guy's in jail.
You figure out a way to
you
make
get out,
music
Martin,
art.
Holla at your boy.
And you know what?
That's
I'll tell you
crazy.
one thing. I'll tell
Wouldn't
you
that
one
be
thing.
dope right here, though?
It would.
I'll tell you one thing. I did have a conversation with the gentleman, right?
With Martin?
Yeah, I said, listen, yo, because he had a lot of bad things going on for him. I said, yo, if I was you, I would take this chance to do philanthropy, and I would give this away to the public. If I was him,
Yes.
based on how much he had taken from the public.
Yeah, but he was the net. Like we talked about earlier, he wasn't a nice person. He didn't want to give the impression that he was a nice person. He wanted to be, I don't give a fuck. And
But
what you said was he was having too much fun, son.
Right,
It was just too much
right.
like, whatever, bitch, fuck y'all, I got this, blah, blah.
Right.
But
He
you know
wasn't
what? I
ready
don't
to
think
listen.
he understood consequences. I think he was doing that.
No, of
And
course he didn't.
He thought, look, he's a kid. Wasn't he born into money?
No.
Where'd he make his money?
No, he made his money in the pharmaceutical industry.
Yeah, he was immigrant parents who was
He
like
didn't-
janitors.
But he wasn't like born into this company.
No.
So he was a part of the company.
He was part of the company, but I think more thing that he had tenacity more than anything.
Oh, okay.
Very smart,
but he
very
probably
smart dude.
never experienced a public eye like he did with this whole pharmaceutical crisis, where he was overcharging for AIDS medication.
No,
Is that
I
what it
think he
was?
probably did, but I think that his point, he wanted to be known as that guy. He was a smart dude. He wanted to be known as that guy that
He
just
didn't
can
mind.
rattle up shit.
He didn't mind being a supervillain. Just put it that
Yeah,
way.
and then it was like he
more,
wanted
more
to
of a
make.
Lex Luthor.
Okay.
But
He didn't want to be on a low making money.
He tried to be on the podcast.
He did?
He reached out to me. Yeah.
that would have been interesting. But I did tell. I mean, interesting just to
Yeah.
whatever is interesting. But I did tell him. I mean, I'm a type of person. I'm always going to try to say some advice in a positive form.
Right.
That's just my personality. I'm like, listen, bro. They talking shit about you in the world. It don't look good for you. Wu-Tang is good. I told him that.
Wu-Tang forever.
Yeah.
I said, if I was you, I'll take this opportunity to do something good.
How
You know
about
what I
this?
mean?
How about this? Maybe he sells me the box and then we release the music. I'll buy the whole thing from him and then we'll release it.
I don't know, dude. I don't know.
If he's got it, he wants to sell it.
The weird
If that
thing
dude's
for me,
got it, he wants to sell
the
it.
weird thing for me, like I don't think it's ever.
he's locked up.
For how long though?
He just lost his appeal. So
Oh,
The thing.
can you sell shit while you're in jail?
and if you play Monopoly, when I play Monopoly, don't you do that?
Yo, I just think like this. I think like this.
Do you do that? Do you do
This
that,
shit-
D? When you play Monopoly and you in jail, it's your turn. You still be like, I want a house.
Nah,
It
nah.
drives
I'm
me
locked up.
crazy.
I do that.
How many songs?
Like 25 songs.
That
yeah.
is ridiculous.
I think me
that
personally.
needs to be released.
I think I don't. My personal opinion. Nobody in the history of music has been able to make an idea or song that's never heard art. Like,
right.
to be quite honest, might not even be no motherfucking songs in there. Yo,
Do you think he listens?
Yo, no,
Don't you think
listen.
he knows?
No,
I'm not saying that. What I'm saying
you're
is
right. You're right.
the point I'm making.
The point he's making
The point I'm
is
making is
totally right.
it's
Yeah.
more valuable,
It's legend.
never being heard, never being cracked,
Right.
didn't release. You release it, then you set it up for people to be critical of it, kind of give their opinion. The opinion is there was something so dope that we could just break it down to one. And the fucking, like...
What was the thought process behind that?
Well, from my point of view, right, it was just like...
That's how I... You know what I'm saying? It's like,
hold on,
you got it
express.
right. From my point of view, music was being devalued, right,
Through streaming services?
by society, right?
But how so?
Now through streaming, of course.
Right. Illegal downloads.
Illegal downloads, right? If you want to, let's talk a little bit of business. I won't go too deep.
Okay.
I'll give me 2 minutes of business, all right? So let's just take Napster, right?
Okay.
Who's the founder
Right.
of this type of technology, right? And he takes millions of songs and gives them away. And then now people are getting all these songs for free. Now the music industry, like any other industry, has a certain quota of business it does every year. Like every other industry, right? Whether it's $4 billion a year or $5 billion a year, it's an industry of a group of people, and that's their yearly quota. So if Napster comes, right, and he takes all these songs where all these people who are waiting for their publishing checks, waiting for their economics to be created from music, now there's no publishing check. All the numbers are now decreased because there's no physical sale of your music for us to accumulate a value to send you a check. But then at the end of the day, after he does that, he gets $1 billion. So now you're talking what belongs to, let's say there's 1,000 artists that's worth value as far as, you know, that sell records that you could say accumulate money, right? So we took the power of 1,000 and put it in one man's hand, okay? So that's one of the first mistakes as an industry we make. And then the second mistake we make is that now there's services going and there's illegal downloads and people won't pay $1 for the record.
Right.
Right? And for an album, you're going to pay $10 to $12 for an album. Even let's say it was $20, you won't pay that. But you'll pay $300, $400 for your headphones,
right.
$200, $300 for your iPod or your phone, and you're using it for music.
Let me ask you this. What's the best way
without your headphones, without music, your headphones is useless.
Right.
So why would you not pay the $10, $20 for the music?
Because they don't have to, right?
Right.
Because they can get it some other way. But let me ask you this. What is the best way to support artists? What's the best way to buy it?
Well, the best way to buy it now.
Music?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Now.
Your music.
Well, now.
Wu-Tang Clan, anybody's music. What's the best way that you get the most out of it?
Well, the best way in the past was physical, but now the industry has figured out how to monetize the digital streaming. So now things are starting to rebalance. But during this period of time, maybe within the last 3-4 years, it's starting to rebalance. But you look at from 2000 to 2015, it's a total unbalance.
Right.
And a lot of artists had to stop making music because there's no economics in it. Now, a group like the Wu-Tang Clan, right? So let's just say the average verse for a Wu rapper, let's say, Meth, let me get 16. He might be, son.
Tell him, he don't know what 16 is, tell him.
Yeah, 16.
Okay,
16 bars.
16.
Let's say Meth say, throw me 20 cents for that, right? Okay.
20,000, Joe.
Okay. So now let's just say he got 10 verses on this album. You know what I mean? Let's say every other Wu member do the same. So to get an album made, it may cost $1 million. A studio session is up to, let's say at the cheapest level, $100 an hour. You do a 12-hour block out. That's another $1,000 a day just to get into the studio. Then you got your engineer. So it costs money to create music, right? But now you get all this done and you want to sell it, and the world just takes it for free. So now you can't recreate again. Now, even though the tools have gotten easier now and you can do a lot with your laptop and all that, even the laptop is 2 Gs, bro. Even the download, just Logic, right, which everybody use, $200, man. And so you need so
it's merchandise and brand now. It's merchandise and brand. It's merchandise and being able to take the idea of that brand. And
Right, but
make
if you're a fan, what's the best way to support you? What's the best way to support Wu-Tang Clan? What's the best way to support? Is it Apple Music? Like, what is the best way? iTunes?
Now everything is found this way. In other words, if you could
streaming's good.
Yeah, you could stream it.
Spotify's good.
You could download it directly to your phone. If you
but if you were going to give directions to fans, like what's the best way to support Wu-Tang Clan? What's the best way to accumulate music, acquire music?
I mean, if I just put it in,
they're all good now, like streaming.
Yeah, I think it's balanced. Let me say this.
iTunes,
I was just saying,
Amazon.
Look, music is the second thing. The catch-22 here, Joe, is this.
Okay.
Now, music is also made to be heard.
Yes.
So, while at one point I tried to prove a point by saying, look, I'm gonna put a value on it, so you know there's a value to it, because there's a value to me. But then on the other point, right? I put another album out called A Better Tomorrow, which is like, yo, do what you want with that. You know how come? Because I don't make music for me to listen to. I make it for the world to listen to it at the same time. So the best way to support your artist is just by listening to the music. All right?
Beautiful.
I'm with you.
It's beautiful. But so this is good though. This is because I've always wanted to know this, because I've always been like, what do I do? Do I do iTunes? Do I do Amazon? Like, where do you get the most money back from?
Yeah, I think the system has found a way to balance itself. So,
okay, so it's okay now.
Yeah, so Spotify is good.
Beautiful.
Streaming, look, I mean, I think even Taylor Swift is thinking about coming over to the streaming thing.
That
now, right?
dirty girl.
Everybody's gonna come to the streaming shit.
Yeah, because that's the way to listen now.
As long as she gets a good deal, right?
The only thing, like you said, just the whole thing is, at the end of the day, is play fair.
Yes.
Like, you know what? You can say, I don't want this streaming service, but somebody has to have a platform for people to even come check for you.
Yes, 100%. But the other thing is, like, fans need to know. Fans need to know, like if I'm a fan and $14 is not too much money for me to spend, I need to know where to spend it. If there's one place you could tell me, that's the best way to support Wu-Tang Clan. This is the best way to support.
If I was a fan, right? If I was a fan and I had the money to spend, I would definitely. I would buy the vinyl, right? Why?
Oh, okay.
Because it's tangible.
Right.
Right.
It's so funny because that makes
CD.
sense.
Why? Because it's tangible.
Yeah, it's tangible.
I'm spending money.
Right.
Okay.
You get a physical object.
Yeah, physical for physical.
Especially a record. Like, you buy the vinyl, there's a commitment.
Yo, that's so funny that you said it, because I know people of certain blah 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 that blah blah blah. It's like this. Oh shit! They want audio rights to something so they can put it on vinyl, and then the value is the history, the story. Like, a motherfucker want a vinyl Wu-Tang because it's art. Just like with the one joint, it's art.
Art, brother.
And like you said, we talking about it earlier. It's coming back.
Yeah.
It's coming back. Now, I'm not saying it's going to go to clubs or anything like that and the DJs like that, but the act of collecting something and take home with you.
So tangible.
Remember CDs? CDs is like, this technology is about to die. Why would I buy this CD? Because it has a booklet. Remember?
Yeah.
The booklet?
It's something tangible with
albums.
it.
That was a big part of what albums were, was the artwork.
Yeah, it was the artwork. And CDs.
Artwork, you could put your weed on it.
Yes.
Yeah. And those CDs, you break your weed up. Those
Cheech
CDs,
and
you like this.
Chong.
Oh shit, I got this
Big
album.
Bamboo, they gave you a giant piece of rolling paper.
They gave
Remember
you-
that?
Yeah.
And that was the last thing. And I don't see what you did, but I don't see people doing that. But I think it's going to go back. Everybody's not going to have 1200s in their house or whatever, but some people, especially if it's a genre or something that you connect with, they're going to be like, I want to buy that.
Well, you know what's important though for fans? We don't
I
know.
gotta pee, son.
Go pee, bro.
I've been here for a long time,
Go
son.
pee. Go
I gotta
pee.
pee.
It's okay.
I gotta go pee.
It's
I'm
okay.
gonna go pee.
Wait for you.
It's okay. It's okay.
No, you gonna talk shit when I leave, son. You be like this. He probably went in to go eat some bacon or something.
son.
Fuck that, son. I'll be right back.
For a lot of fans, they don't know. Like, they don't know there's no clearly established what's the best way to support an artist. Like, we don't know.
It's more gray now than ever. But like I said, if you look, the physical act of going somewhere, right?
Right.
And buying something, it's a give and take. It's an act, right?
Yes.
It's like going to a restaurant. You go there, look, the food is 3 times the price of cooking at home,
Right.
But it's a physical act. So if you really love an artist, right, it's just like I just got I paid $100 for the soundtrack to the Once Upon a Time in Hollywood soundtrack.
$100.
Yeah, it was $100 for the sound. It was a collector's. They had like a collector's vinyl.
Oh, okay.
Down at the Grammy Museum, I saw it. I was like, I'm gonna take this. It's some great songs on there. What's the band that made Cherokee Nation? Cherokee Nation. What's the name of that band? I won't have to go there now. But anyway, point being made.
Cherokee People.
Yeah, Cherokee. Yeah.
People. Cherokee Pride.
Cherokee. Yeah. Who made that one?
I don't know. Yeah. Who the fuck made that? Cherokee People. What is it? Cherokee Pride. Who made that? What is it?
I'm finding a bunch of Paul Revere and the Raiders.
Yeah, that's it.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay, Paul Revere and the Raiders.
Yeah.
That's a bold move. George Washington, the dudes in the boat.
I know, right? But point being made is I wanted that vinyl.
Yes, the physical thing.
I wanted that. And I paid my $100 for it.
Right.
And I walked out the store with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just like comic books, you know. I just got a first issue of the new X-Men. I actually bought it from Meth. So when I see him, I'm gonna give it to him. But because he loves comic books. And I was at not St. Louis. After St. Louis, I was in St. Louis, Kansas. Anyway, I was in that area. And they had a comic book store there. I went in there and I was like, yo, they had the first issue of the new X-Men, bought that in plastic, put that in my bag. Now, of course, you could go online and you could do it, but the physical, tangible thing, I think, is the best way to support artists. And and nowadays, the way artists actually make the most economics is through live concerts. So, and the only way that's going to work is if somebody hear your music.
Right.
So I always tell fans, look, just listen. You know what I mean? Listen, enjoy. You know, we creating something for you to understand or for you to feel a vibe or for me to take you to my location, like cash rule everything around me. We're taking you back to New York, the New York crime side. You know what I mean? And then when you come down and you get that song in your DNA and you come to a concert and you see us perform it, now we have a symbiotic relationship, you know what I mean? So that's how I see it.
That's beautiful because you're giving them a physical object.
Yeah, I think it's important.
I think you're right, man. That's why I want that goddamn box. Where are you, Martin? Get out of jail. Sell me that box, bitch. Come on.
And,
how much do you think he'll sell it for? If you had to guess. How much did he buy it for?
He had it, I think they bought it, $2 million now?
$2 million.
But I think he had it on
and didn't even
eBay.
release
I think he had it on eBay.
I'm gonna buy it and release it for free. I'm gonna release it if that's okay with you. If it's not, tell me and you guys can sell it. But we need to have that. That needs to be released. 20 what? 24?
25.
25 songs? Get the fuck out of here. Let's make this happen, man. Martin, where you at?
It'd be nice if he just calls you like, collect call.
I get fucking a jail call.
Collect call from L. Myers Conventional.
I hear the feds listening. Martin, when you getting out? I need the box for the desk, Martin.
Wow. Did you so now that Donnell's gone, I could talk about him right now.
He's the best, man. We finally got him to do a podcast. I shamed him into doing one episode that he already did, right? Because he didn't want to come here and tell me that he hadn't done it yet. So he did one, and then we're going to take that one. Jamie's going to produce it and edit it.
He's over there shaking his head like...
We're going to do it together, but we'll promote it. I'll promote it on Instagram. I've just been trying to get him to do it forever. You know, he's a goddamn natural.
He's natural.
He's a natural. He makes me cry. He can't be stopped.
Now you said you do hot yoga. Are you into Zen? Anything Zen? Like what's your? Is it all physical with yoga for you, or is it something spiritual there?
No, it's a mind cleansing thing as much as it's a physical cleansing thing, because it's all about concentrating on my breath and ignoring all the fucking ideas that keep darting in and out of my head. Right. It's just like meditation in the sense that I'm trying to calm myself down and center myself, and I'm trying to cleanse myself. So when I'm holding poses and I'm concentrating on my breathing, what it does is it eliminates all of the stuff that I don't necessarily want in my head.
Right.
And it allows me to manage my mind better. And I think that's the thing that is misunderstood about yoga, because in my opinion, and I've done both, I've done regular meditation, I've done physical exercise, I think there's a benefit, a great unrecognized benefit to physical meditation. And I find that in yoga, I find that in martial arts.
Yeah.
I don't know if you find that as well.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Because you have still meditation.
I'm sorry, I try to sneak back. I'm so
Those
sorry.
fucking stupid lights, man. We got to fix them. Jamie and I have been talking about it for 3 years.
What happened to the chest, son?
The what?
The chest.
Oh, it got being refilled with terrifying concoctions.
So we're talking about physical
Any day
meditation, right? And still meditation. So let's just say like there's a meditation where you just sit still and you just breathe. And actually Wu-Tang, right? So I'm gonna give you a little Wu-Tang lore. So Wu-Tang, the story is there's a monk named Chang Sang Fei who leaves Shaolin Temple because he feels that the physical exercise is not the pure way to enlightenment. Right? He thought that the kung fu was too external.
Right. Too many complications with ego and
so he returns. So he retreats to the mountain, and he goes for internal kung fu. But in the process of doing internal kung fu, such as Tai Chi, Zen Yi, Bakwa, right? Like these techniques, like there's this thing called the ace piece brocade, where you just sit. You know what I mean? And you just do very small movements. First you bang on the back of your ears. It's called banging on the heavenly drums to open up the back of your brain. Like if you do that right now, if you cover
that makes sense.
If you cover your ears, right? If you take the headphones off, right, and you cover your ears like this, you take your thumb like that, and you.
Okay.
Of course, it's louder, right? You hear, right?
Oh, it gives you like a little rhythm,
right? So you do that first, right? And that's just to open up your brain, like to open that up, right? You do it while inhaling, exhaling, balancing your yin and yang. Right, that's one of the brocades. And so he made these 8 pieces of brocade, right? Brocade means like something is blocked, right? Right?
Like a blockade?
Right, so you want to open it up.
Right.
You want to open up your main vessels, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Of course, being your ears, your eyes, your nose, your mouth. You know, that goes back to Jesus saying the 7 churches. What is the 7 churches? And Jesus spoke to the 7 churches. Well, he spoke to the 2 eyes, the 2 holes in your nose, your mouth, and your 2 ears. So he's speaking to a man. He said out of his mouth came a double-edged sword. The sword, of course, no sword can come out of your mouth. Your tongue is that sword.
Double-edged.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So a Wu-Tang.
Shout out to all the preachers to eat pussy, but go ahead.
Wait, that's that's PEP. All right. You got to make that an acronym.
PEP.
Right. Well.
You down with PEP? Yeah, you know me.
Well, anyway, before the cunnilingus part of it comes in, right? Before we get to the cunnilingus. So Wu-Tang itself, right? This guy leaves the temple, goes to the mountain to meditate, and he's dealing with still meditation, right? Okay. But in all reality, when you mix it together, Wu-Tang and Shaolin, you have the physical and the still meditation. And it takes both to actually find this level of enlightenment you're looking for. So when Bodhidharma came to Shaolin, he actually came from India. So Bodhidharma was an Indian monk who was more of a yoga student. He comes to Shaolin and he's trying to teach them the Indian way, but he realized that all the monks are too weak to sit there in their still meditation. And so he created something called the low hands, right? Or the 18 low hands, or right? And these forms and these steps were made so that now they could do a physical movement to build their body up so now they can meditate longer. Because you can have a strong mind. What's the use of a strong mind without a strong body? And what's the use of a strong body without a strong mind? So that's the yin and yang must be balanced. And so that's the Shaolin and Wu-Tang philosophy. So when we made Wu-Tang Clan, and I'll go back to myself with this, we made Wu-Tang Clan as the name of our crew. We took the verse from the Bible about the double-edged sword and Jesus speaking, right? We said, okay, we're going to use our words and our wisdom and our spirituality to talk to the world through our music, right? But we also took that in the Wu-Tang law. They said the Wu-Tang martial art monks, they developed the best sword style, right? So we're like, well, we're the Wu-Tang. We have the best sword style. But we come from Shaolin because that's the well which springs forth, right? And so we took the physical of Shaolin as our base, the spiritual, the meditative force of Wu-Tang, and we put it together. And our album starts off, if what you say is true, the Shaolin and the Wu-Tang could be dangerous.
Damn.
Bong, bong.
Oh my God. That's hip hop history, ladies and gentlemen.
I need a Wu name, son. Yo, give me a Wu-Tang name,
What
son.
would it be?
Shit. I don't know. You gotta go through that name generator, son.
Yo,
you
Jamie, can you name generate me?
No.
How do you do it?
You can't change who you are. The words won't change your essence.
I just want to.
Your essence is Donnell Rawlings. There's no escaping that.
Joe, I respect what you're saying right now. I respect that, and you sound very white right now. But I'm just saying, motherfucker, RZA is in. I want a Wu name, son.
I understand that. I appreciate that.
When I did that show Hollywood with Kevin Smith, there was this part.
Look at this Wu-Tang Generator, Arrogant Dreamer.
That ain't right. I don't want that one. Give me a new name, son. Nah.
Come on, man. Arrogant Dreamer's pretty
All right,
dope.
I'll take that.
I like that.
I'll take that. Listen, when I was doing the Kevin Smith show, Hollywood, there was a part where I own a dispensary. I'm in there, right? And I smoke weed. And the only time I think I can spit is when I smoke weed. So I'm smoking weed, and I just was doing these bars. And at the end of everyone, I said, Wu-Tang. At the end of everyone, I say Wu-Tang, and Kevin Smith know me. Every time I text him, he's like Wu-Tang forever.
Well, Dave says that shit all the time.
But no, listen,
too.
this is what I pitched to him for the Hollywood show. Like they know every time I write, it's like, yo, nigga, Wu-Tang forever. What? Wu-Tang forever. So I had pitched a scene where all I'm saying is Wu-Tang, Wu-Tang, and I'm in a dispensary, right? And then you know how they had the security cams and shit. It'd be like, who is it? And the motherfucker say, it's Wu-Tang. The actual Wu-Tang show up to the weed spot, and that's the thing I punctuate all my raps with.
Ah, shit. You know when Dave did have a lot of jokes with Wu-Tang in it, right? And I really appreciate it. I love him. He's a beautiful man. Had us on the show. But he did one Wu-Tang joke, right? That fucked me up, right?
What was it?
Can I talk about it real quick?
Yes, please.
So I'm watching it. So he did the 3 Netflix specials, right? It was the first one. And so me and my wife, we excited, Dave, boom, we put it on, and we watching it, and we dying laughing. And then he goes into the scene where he does like he's at a party, and he had the transgender dude fall out and all that, and everything. And then he goes, he don't understand, how somebody do that, like, what I mean? Like, what does somebody do? They just, they just chop their dick off, Wu-Tang, bang! And they just keep going. And I was like, what the fuck was that? Right, but check it, hold on, let me finish this. No, sorry, me and my wife both we both kind of didn't say nothing like for the first 3 minutes. Like, I just both just kept watching.
He was shocked.
Right.
And then it was like, what the fuck? And then I said, babe, what? You get that one? I said, no, I didn't get it.
No.
Right? So we didn't get it, right? Next fucking day, I'm somewhere at a meeting in the elevator, and boom, it hits me. Because it stayed in my fucking mind.
Right.
I fucking start dying laughing.
It was a punctuate.
No.
So what was the difference with what you thought the joke you didn't get, but what made you get it?
What made me get it was just I'm trying to, because Dave is a genius, yo.
Right.
His shit is crazy, right? It's like a lyric. You're gonna get the rhyme when you get the rhyme, right?
Right.
So what he was saying, he said he don't understand how a man chop his dick off. So what a man do? A man just goes Wu-Tang, bow.
The reason this is...
Tell me what you got. I'll tell you what I got.
What I got was the most gangster phrase you could say that describes the hardest shit you could do.
Right.
Like, is Wu-Tang. You know what I'm saying? Right. Now, cut your dick off. No, take it back. Like.
Now, that's deep. Now.
No.
It's true,
because one of your Wu-Tang mans did that shit.
Exactly. Hold on.
Son
exactly.
did it.
So now
that's what it was.
Exactly.
Who did it? Who did it?
No. So there's a dude.
Tell
There's a dude that was affiliated with us, right?
Don't say affiliate, motherfucker. He was a Wu-Tang. He was a Wu-Tang, son.
Hold on, listen, man. He wasn't part of the Wu-Tang Clan.
Okay. All right. Clarity. All
right, hold on. Now I gotta give you a test before we go further.
I don't want to test. I agree with you. I agree with you.
From the slum to Shaolin, Wu-Tang Clan strikes again. The RZA, the Jizza, Old Dirty Bastard, Inspector Deck, Raekwon the Chef, U-Guard, Ghostface Killer, and Method Man. And of course, and Master Killer and Capadonna.
Method Man and Raekwon are in New York right now for the Jets-Giants game, right?
Yeah. So of course,
that makes sense. That makes more sense.
Of course, Capadonna and Master Killer and a lot of Mathematics and sometimes even Redman and Street Life.
Mathematics follow me.
But check it out. But this so we had other groups we signed. North Star. I actually signed North Star. I signed the Black Knights. both West Coast groups actually. Some from Long Beach, some from Compton. You know, and you know, made a lot of songs with them. Talented young brothers. So one of the members of the North Star zoned out.
He zoned out on some
Zoned
crazy
out.
method.
Check it out.
One of them drugs you talking
Zoned
about.
out. And what they call it when you do it?
I don't.
What they call it? Yeah. Oh, there's a word for it though. What's the word when you do it? Castrate yourself.
Yeah.
I had to get the word, brother.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now,
So he castrates himself, right? So now, that's the punchline of his joke. The punchline is like, cause this dude, for no reason.
it was a callback. Yeah. Cut his shit up.
Right, and it's-
So you got it in an elevator?
Yeah, I'm just walking on this in the elevator. I was like, oh shit. And then, so
It's a delay.
I'm serious.
It's a delay joke. It's a long
That's a
fuse.
genius joke when he hits you like 24 hours later, son.
Oh my
Genius
God,
joke.
that bit has
It's
a
a genius
long
joke.
fuse.
Yeah.
So but Dave does got those kind of jokes.
Oh man,
Yeah,
I remember
for
when we
sure.
were on the road when that actually was the news.
Right.
And he was like, Wu-Tang punctuated so much in anything, whatever you do.
For fun
Wu-Tang,
anyway.
For anything, Wu-Tang
Right.
forever. Yeah.
So when a member, or at least an affiliated member of the Wu-Tang
Right.
cuts off his
Right.
dick, and
Yeah.
then he does it a thing.
he
it
could have
says
been
Wu-Tang.
he could have been like a nephew, a Wu few.
Did he glue
He could have
back
been a
on?
Wu nephew or whatever.
You know what's so crazy about that incident? First of all, that incident was very hurtful. You know, like, you know, just
Yeah, hell yeah, it was hurtful.
No, I'm quite sure it's hurtful to him, but it was
Figuratively, literally speaking.
but it was hurtful in the sense like when it happened, I was doing a TV show called Gang Related, right? And so, you know, like I would go like, say it happened on the night it happened. The next night is a cast where the whole cast get together. And this shit is the news. This is like on every network, every TMZ. This is like, oh shit. And I'll come in the room and everybody's like, what the fuck happened? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but I'm gonna tell you the thing about it is like I don't know what you need to do to represent your gangster, but cutting your dick off is the most go hard shit a motherfucker could
It's
do.
hard, right? Now
That's like next level.
Yeah, it's next level. Now, homie, so I had a buddy with me at the time, Paul Banks from Interpol. And we was working on the album, and so he saw me, he's like, damn, Bobby, you look kind of fucking depressed. I said, yo, man, like, I don't like the way this shit sound, man.
Right.
It's like, you know what I mean? It's like the press, it don't feel right. I said, first of all, I don't think I found in the history of my study, I never heard of a man chopping his own shit off. This shit is biblical. You know
That's
what I mean?
next level, yeah.
So,
hell yeah.
so,
Hell
so
yeah.
I'm already, even though some people may have done it,
You don't know about it. You don't know about it.
this shit is biblical. Doing it to yourself, right? So,
Mahabharata.
and what he said, he's like, listen, he probably was really fucked up,
Probably.
right? Check it out.
Probably.
He said he was probably. He said.
Yeah, nah, nigga, he was fucked up.
He said he's probably really fucked up. I said, yeah. I said, but then, you know what I'm saying? Then they say he jumped out the window
Yo.
out of a 2-story. He jumped over the balcony of a 2-story apartment building, but didn't die.
It gotta be. They say he jumped
After he cut his
and
dick
kept
off?
it moving.
Yeah, after.
No, no.
So no disrespect to him,
Cut
but
your dick off, jumping over, and then hit full stride when it hit down.
no. So my man Paul said this. He said, I think he was sober when he jumped.
How can you get that high?
Check it out. He said, I think he was sober when he jumped. And he went on to give me this whole story about one of his friends that had a problem. He had to console me. Right now I'm kind of puzzled. So he's like,
You fucked up.
he's trying to console me. And he told me, I said, yeah, but he didn't die. He said, yeah, he didn't die because he wasn't going to die. Like, you know what I mean? So it gave me a little metaphor in my head. So he said, I had a friend who used to drink and shit, and one night he had a problem with it. And one night he was in a hotel, and he laid on the fucking the balcony of a window, right? And it said, and everybody said, yo, get the fuck off that. And the window's open. It said, if he fall this way, he's going down 10 stories. But if he go this way, he just hit the floor. He's in the room, and that's the whole thing.
Right.
He said that he went this way.
He went down every
10 stories?
10 stories. Yeah.
God.
But during the fall, he sobered up. But when he hit the ground, he didn't die. He became quadriplegic.
The dick cut off, motherfucker.
No. This the alcohol dude that fell down. Point being made is that you ain't gonna go until it's time to go.
Right. Oh, 100%.
So you think you killing yourself, It ain't happening.
But if you cut your dick off and you survive that, that's the time to go.
Hold on. But so the idea is, was he sober when he jumped? And I had the chance to speak to him, right? I sent him a Quran. You know what I mean? I was like, I think, you might have to get into some studies, brother, and you know what? So anyway, I sent him the Quran.
Can't nobody hold you down off of that.
And then I said, let me ask you a question. And the question was, did you, when you jumped, was you? He said, yeah. He's like, for that moment, like it was, everything else was whatever it was. And you can read his story, and he says why. He says what happened in the story. But when he jumped, that was the moment of sobriety. And for me, that was like, now that's
when he jumped, when he cut his dick off, that wasn't the moment of sobriety?
It's after.
Okay.
When you ever do some shit, you ever been fucked up?
Yeah.
And you do some shit and like I had a really bad sexual thing. Mad. It was one of those sex nights. I was covered up. I kind of had like a blanket over me, and we was going room to room fucking girls. It was one of them like bad sex drug in your system. I'm fucking everybody tonight. Right?
I know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're talking about.
It's one of those shits. And you just going room to room. You don't give a fuck. Condom, no condom, motherfucker. I'm going hard body.
Against the grain.
But then there's that moment. Like, oh shit, I fucked up.
Right.
I knew I fucked up.
Right.
And you get sober for about 30 seconds. And then the high kick back in, you go knock on another door.
Yeah. You're like, yo, I'm all right. The dick back. The dick is back.
You're like, I don't know where those loads went.
Anyway, Anyway, that's it. But
so
Wu-Tang,
he jumped,
bang.
But didn't he glue his dick back on? They stitched it back on, right?
Did
Jamie? They fixed it. It's all good, bro.
Is that true?
Yeah.
I stopped following the story after that.
Yeah, that was after. But Dave nailed with that joke. I was like, that was just.
Thank God for surgeons. Thank God for scientists. Thank God for
But I'm telling you though, that's
people
like forever will be the most gangster shit you can do.
Wu-Tang.
Chop your dick off and say Wu-Tang.
That dude Dave Chappelle
Don't
is
say that
ridiculous,
because people are gonna film it now. They're gonna world star it, hoping that Dave sees it.
So I'm getting the track today.
Getting a track, and you may
Email
get it today.
to me right now, son. You about to disappear, man.
Who?
You are.
No, give me your email.
You guilt trip the shit out of people. He didn't say nothing. He's been here for 2 fucking hours.
I said who? Poof, I'm gone.
He's been here for hours.
I went there, and you said, and the thing about
Donnell
it was,
guilted me into producing his show.
No, I didn't guilt you. I asked
He guilted Jamie into being the technical
Joe,
advisor.
that's not what I said.
He guilted you into the music, and then he tried to pretend like you were trying to run out of here.
Oh,
no,
when you clearly
no, Joe,
weren't.
that's not what I said. What I said was like, I'm sick of you talking shit to me. Here it is. I said, could you just produce the first episode
100%.
and get off the track? And Jamie wasn't fuck with me at all.
He didn't know what to do.
No, he knew what to do. He knew to get me the fuck out of here. So he wouldn't even make eye contact.
I knew I had another show to do right now.
Exactly.
I didn't know when he needed me to do it.
And I didn't know I was
He does 5 shows a week.
Listen, with that said,
Sometimes more.
Joe, with that said,
Yes.
I wasn't demanding. I wasn't. Only thing I was doing is being cooperative.
In all honesty, I'm happy. More than happy.
When did we start this off with contemplate? I contemplated.
I'm ecstatic to help you.
I contemplated this situation.
I'm ecstatic to help you.
Yeah.
I don't care. I'm happy.
I'm glad.
I just want you to do it.
And
now that you're doing
I started this, son.
I'll do whatever.
And look at the inspiration. And we started this.
Yes.
This inspiration too.
Okay, write your email on here.
This old school as shit.
Yeah, I'm old school.
All right. Well, you got to send it to me, man.
And I'll send you a track. I'll send you 2. Look at that.
Look at that. 2.
Want to be like maybe kind of hip hoppy, and want to be like you.
Listen, don't even go with it. Listen, when the funny thing about we came with the idea to do it in the car. You know how I drive around? I listen to classical music.
So want to be classical.
What kind?
Beethoven. I don't even know. I got on some classical station.
Like Sirius?
I don't know what it is. They be like this, and that was the works from in B minor. And so I know that shit make my brain feel relaxed like a motherfucker. No,
right.
You know?
It does. Feels good. I like listening to it while I write.
Yep.
Don't tell people.
He had to read this shit back.
Donnell, we're gonna have to edit that out. You can't tell people what your goddamn email is.
Look, I didn't say that.
I didn't say you just said Gmail.
I didn't say Gmail, son. You just said Gmail.
Well, look how he wrote it.
Yo, that's so disrespectful, man.
If you show it, If he wouldn't have said it, nobody would have knew it. Not even me, because
Jamie, can you beep over that?
Some numbers in there that can't be seen,
Oh.
right?
No, you the one said it.
Oh, yeah,
son.
we're going to add some numbers. Yeah. Yeah, well, there's 3 or 4. Fuck.
Man, I'm telling you, my shit is gonna blow, son. I'm ready, son.
well, you can't spell the shit the way he spelled it anyway.
I spelled it the way I spell it. What are you talking about?
Stop.
I got it.
Listen, people are going to get your
D-O-N-N, that's
email.
2 N's.
I got
Donnell,
you. I got
please.
you. I thought it was 2 V's.
Please,
Man,
Donnell.
whatever it is, V's.
You don't, the dicks that are
Vegans
coming
always
to you
try to
right
put
now.
VVs.
Dudes are loading up dicks in their email browsers
do that,
right now.
John. Don't do
Sending them to you like a goddamn
Bang!
hurricane.
Don't do that.
A tsunami
You gotta give me
of
that, man.
dicks.
Why you can't do it right now?
Oh, because it's not in my phone, kid. I got a new phone.
Donnell, you got to change your email.
Oh, he got
I hate
me,
to
son.
tell you
He
this.
got me. You got me.
I got a new phone.
How much can we change this?
All right, take my number down, too. Fuck
Okay.
that. You ain't
It's
doing
fucked?
this to me.
Can we beep it? We're going to beep over your email because this is ridiculous. And
What'd I do?
we're going to cut to me during the take so that you don't see your lips moving either because the scientists, they're out there. Okay.
They will?
We're all good.
Damn, where does this go?
Jamie knows
So-
what he's doing.
So
Yo, where did this come out of?
the plug.
I know the plug.
I don't know. There's something underneath
Where
there.
the plug?
I don't know. There's something underneath there.
Oh,
Where is it, Jamie?
Spies right. Well, you can't hear me, but Spies right.
Where's
By your right foot.
By your right foot on the floor.
Oh.
There you go.
There you go. Click.
So
we good?
Before I slip out and go catch the store before it closes, just give me one serious RZA question. I mean, I don't know.
Well, tell me about the Hulu show. I'm interested in the Hulu show.
Okay. Cool. I'm gonna do that. This one thing. So this I'm gonna give you something to edit to. That's why I just.
No, we're good. He's
Okay.
good. Jamie's gonna beep over.
Okay.
Donnell's description of his email. People are mad right now. What the fuck? It was better when it was live. I could send him a picture of my dick.
So the Hulu show was created by me, my partner Alex C, executive producer Brian Grazer. And,
I love Brian.
Yeah, Method
He was
Man.
just here last week.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
oh,
he's
you know
great.
What? That's right.
He's an interesting guy, man.
Yeah, very, very.
I really
smart,
like talking to him.
Yeah, and he he's a entertainment icon and genius in what he do, and he actually read my book The Tao of Wu, and that led to him having an interest in making this into a TV series. You know what I mean? And so we partnered up with Alex C, Francie Calfo, and we wrote 10 episodes of this. We got a writer's room. Put it on Hulu. It's called Wu-Tang and the American Saga, and it follows us, pre Wu-Tang days in all reality, right? So you get to see some of the things that happened in our neighborhoods and some of the things that molded us to the men that we became. And it's not only because of we have the liberty to fictionalize some things, right? So for instance, there could be a character, you think about Eric Garner, right? That's like popular within the last 3 to 5 years, right?
Maybe a little longer.
Right? But for us, that same thing happened when we was kids in our neighborhood, in the same neighborhood, mind you.
Of course.
Okay, so that happened on Staten Island. You know what I mean? And we was able to, through the show, kind of go back and look at some of the same problems that we have as American citizens in our communities that we're still facing today. For instance, in episode 3, one of my favorite episodes, you see a black mother addressing a funeral about how so many of these kids are dying from gun violence over things that's not even valuable, things that could be replaced, whether it's sneakers or gold chain, but the life can't be replaced. And she goes on to say something that, as a mother, the pain of labor, you hear how painful that is, right?
I've seen how painful it is.
So imagine the pain a woman feels when their child is killed in cold blood.
I can't even imagine that.
And she goes on to say, we never see our children as thieves, gangsters, criminals. We see them as our babies. You know what I mean? And we're turning our community into a war zone. And we got to realize that this is our community and these are our babies. So the show gets a chance to tap into all that because these things happen.
We were talking about earlier. We were talking about the same thing.
Yeah,
we were talking about guns. I was like, a black person's perspective and their views and how they look at gun is totally different from someone that grew around where the NRA was strong, or grew around where they had gun laws. You know what I'm saying? With the average black person, when you think about a gun, you think about something that could take somebody's life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And not only that, you also think about a gun in certain cases where it took a life of somebody that was innocent. It was somebody with an authority. You know what I'm saying? So, like, most black people, their connection with guns is totally different from just like hunting and I want to protect my household.
Yeah, because and in our show, we tap into that, but at the same time, we also tap into that feeling when the kid gets a new drum machine, right? Without the instruction manual. And he's going to stay up all night to figure it out. You know what I mean? And play on it and make something, and eventually make something, like for the case of me, that SP1200, I made that beat for Bring the Pain, which was one of Method Man's first videos and one of his first charting songs. And you think about me trying to figure this thing out and figure it out and then make something.
And getting excited every time you figure it out.
And then make something that the world appreciates, right? So you get that angle as well. But then you also, you get, at the time my mother was working for a man named Fat Larry. And Fat Larry was a...
Ashley Larry cousin.
No. He actually was an Italian guy who ran the number spots on Staten Island.
I used to go to Italian restaurants. I can't remember. It felt so illegal and fucked up, but it was so good.
Staten Island, right?
Yeah, man. It was like, oh shit, I ain't telling nobody I'm out here.
Yeah, so we stupid. So we tap into that culture as well. So anyway, so it was an honor to work with Imagine TV. Brian Grazer, Ron Howard also blessed us on it as well, and my partner Alex C, who. Just a good writer, He wrote Superfly, right? The new Superfly. And he's just a good writer. And our partnership led to these episodes. And it's available right now.
How does it feel to be respected as a hip-hop pioneer, as someone that started some different shit? And, like, you could rock with Wu-Tang forever, but you still been able to, be identified like you. You know what I'm saying? How does it feel to go through the hip-hop thing and then being respected in the film world, in the writing world like you are now?
I mean, it's a blessing, of course, right? You can say that without no jokes, no strings attached.
That wasn't no joke, just real shit.
No, I'm with you. It's a blessing, and the beauty of it all, for me, for the RZA, is that every step that I take and every footprint I leave it for hip-hop, right? So you think about, of course, Dr. Dre is in front of me. He's ahead of me, and so, I had his records before I had a record. And so I watched the NWA movie, and I'm like, wow, it's a movie now. It was an album, now it's a movie. And now, how do I take it to another level? Well, now it's not a movie, it's a TV series. Wow. You see? And now somebody else in hip-hop could take a look at that, and they could say, wow, what can we do now to take it to another level? So the biggest blessing for me, the biggest reward is knowing that there's footprints being left by the Abbot, if they call me the Abbot, but the Abbot is leaving footprints, so showing people in hip-hop, you don't have to be crabs in the barrel or trying to say a rhyme or trying to make a beat. I mean, you could take your art and put it in many forms because there's many outlets of art. Even an editor.
There's many outlets of hip-hop, too.
Yeah, even a good editor, a hip-hop video editor, it's a certain style to his editing, right? So, because he has the hip-hop in him. You know what I mean? So even there's an outlet. A lot of young people, in many fields, we all sometimes strive towards the same goal, not realizing how many people it takes to achieve the goal. And through film, and I end with this, through film being one of the most collaborative art forms there is. Like you watch a movie, you'll see, hundreds of names go by. When I did my movie, Man with the Iron Fist, I had...
Was that Tarantino?
Yeah.
Yo, the weird thing about it, like, man, like me being on the outside and seeing your career and everything, man, that connection felt so like... It made so much sense, son.
Thank you, yeah.
It's like Duh.
Right.
And the baddest man alive is like number 2, right behind the Rage Against the Machine Wu-Tang collaboration.
With the Black Keys.
God damn, that's a good song.
But point,
God
thank you,
damn.
brother. Thank you. But point being made that 500 people was employed.
Yeah, a lot of people. A lot of moving parts.
Yeah.
And so think about the young people out there who's trying to figure out where did their art fit in, where did their talent fit in. And I'll say to them, look, it took 500 people to make that, okay? And you never know where your talent going to fall. So we could, like, he told you to spit 16. You ain't got to spit 16.
No, he got to spit
Right?
16.
But his
no, fuck that. He got to spit 16
let me finish.
or 2.
But his talking attract millions just like
Man, this
my spitting
motherfucker.
16.
Yo, man. Only reason, this is why I wanted him to spit 16, because I knew he was going to say, "Where's the fuck is your podcast?" Right? So, yo, I was like this before he get to the podcast.
He wanted to keep
do
me on
16.
defensive.
Already know this motherfucker's voice is the voice of this whole shit, and a motherfucker that can just sit there and talk to somebody forever. And not only just talking to somebody forever, that's after doing comedy, hours of comedy, and then I got time to talk to somebody forever, and I don't have to talk about none of the shit I did last night. That's some crazy shit.
You could do it too.
I started 44 minutes with nobody. Yo, I got 2 producers. Y'all already said it, son. 3 producers. We gonna do it.
Listen, you're on the road, man. You got no worries.
And yo, RZA gonna leave with a verse. Check it out.
Hit me with it.
What's the logistics? Is my egotistic personality part of my coexistence, or is it just a dangerous stranger paying me an uninvited visit, like an unwanted Christmas guest? Or is it just a fragment of my lower self, envy, greed, and lust, or my higher self, goodwill, love, and trust? Is this therapy too untherapeutic to discuss? I was dangling in the dirt like a pair of loose shoestrings, but I was born in the USA like Bruce Springsteen, torn between the temptation of bringing the ruckus to maintaining the structure to keeping girls on my payroll that cuts your nuts off after they fuck you before you rupture. They try to put me in a quiet place where the words stop, or put me in a closed pen space, ruin life through a bird box. But close the windows, shut the doors, scatter dirt on the floor, so the sound of my footsteps are dampened and absorbed. That's a metaphor to kill the noise. While they walk around, we look blindfolded as they kill our boys. And these crazy races roam with cold steel and they kill for joy. Blood spills inside the church and outside the shopping store, inside the movie theater, school campus and church, or the synagogues. No location is omitted. Most cases get acquitted by mental illness, and no guns are prohibited. Is it rational to think this is a national problem, therefore it's a threat to national security and the National Guard needs to solve it? Or is it visible? It's a problem of individuals who are not in accord with the principle of one nation under God, indivisible. Respect to my veterans.
The RZA, ladies and gentlemen, Donnell Rawlings.
Son.
That's it. That's it. That's the way to end a fucking podcast. Woo! An honor, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Bye, everybody. Woo!